with Experience LU to get a deeper look at life at Liberty. Plus, if you apply while you're here, we'll waive your $50 application fee. Text Visit LU to 49596. That's Visit LU to 49596.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First, drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said,
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips. Because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com. Now, here's your Central VA Flooring Kickoff Show.
Happy Saturday, fans. Well, let me say this. Happy Football Saturday, football fans. Welcome to the VA Flooring pregame show. I'm your host, Todd Tracy, here for the exciting afternoon high-stake playoff football. Let me rephrase that. State semi-football. As today we got an intense matchup on tap as two powerhouse programs on the spot on this afternoon for the state semifinals as the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers is on the road to take on the Varina Blue Devils, the Varina Blue Devils in the state semifinals. Kickoff starts in the next 30 minutes. It's going to be an exciting, electric atmosphere for tonight. You got two teams, and you got 3 seed and a 4 seed, and you got one team trying to punch the ticket for the state championship. As for right now, we got the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers, first time since 2015 they made it to the state semifinals, and the Varina Blue Devils making their third state appearance. They won in 2022 the state championship. They lost last year the state championship. Now they're back at it trying to win a state championship. So it's exciting. Like I'm saying, I'm gonna start with the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers as the first time since 2015. I believe they have Navy Jones. It's been over a decade. I talked to Coach Cruz about that. He said it's been over a decade, and the team's excited. It's a huge milestone for him making his first state appearance as a head coach as well. 3-0 defense been holding points under 8 points per game. They beat Glass 33-7. They beat John Henley 14-10. They beat GW last week 49-7 for the regional championship, and they're averaging 32 points per game. And for the Varina Blue Devils, the Thursday appearance. Today makes their Thursday appearance as they beat Portland 47-6, then Whitty 34-0, and Huguenot 21-12. So it's going to be a lot going on. I think it's so much going on right now. You got to think about it. Last year they made it to the state championship. They lost to Phoebus. And now this year they're looking to get back. And the head coach, Coach Lewis, make his sixth year as a head coach and 3 appearances really good. As Coach Cruz make his first state appearance as a head coach. So it's a lot going on. I think it's going to be really exciting for tonight. Both teams trying to punch their ticket for the state championship. And as the 4A, it'll be a winner between Lafayette and, as I can remember the other team's name, excuse me, Lafayette. As one of the teams will be Lafayette, they go face the other team. So right now, it's gonna be exciting and stuff. So I had a chance to interview Coach Cruz and Coach Lewis of the Varina Blue Devils as they both get their thoughts and intakes about tonight's game. So don't go nowhere. We'll go to a quick commercial break. Then we'll go listen to Coach Cruz and Coach Lewis as they give their thoughts and intake tonight's game. This is the Central VA Flooring pregame show.
Central VA Flooring is a proud supporter of local high school football. Why? Because the culture at Central VA Flooring is built on teamwork, dedication, and community support. Teamwork means the right consult who truly listens to what you want and need for your home or business. Dedication is doing the job right and the community spirit of the entire Central VA Flooring team behind your project. Visit centralvaflooring.com and drop by Central VA Flooring on Timberlake Road to experience the power of teamwork, dedication, and community spirit.
Leaks on the offensive line, in the defensive secondary, or with special teams coverage create problems in football. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating knows leaks at your home or business create problems too, like building and belonging damage and lost productivity. That's why you should call Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313 when a leak is threatening your home or business. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313, proudly supporting JF athletes, coaches, and all activity participants.
True health isn't about judgment, it's about empowerment. At Crossroads Family Dentistry, we partner with you to help you understand your options and make the best decisions for your health. In a supportive, non-judgmental environment, are you ready to take control of your total body wellness? Visit us on 221 in Forest or at crossroadsfamilydentistryva.com and call us today to schedule your appointment. Because when you feel good about your smile, you'll feel good about your health.
Coach Kennedy here, and I'm here to introduce you to the fastest growing church in Forest, Virginia, Impact Church. If you want to find out how to be on the winning team for eternity, Impact Church is a place for you. Here is more now from Pastor Brad.
Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Brad from Impact Church in Forest, and I want to extend a special invitation to you and your family to join us each Sunday at 10 a.m. at our new location in the Jefferson Forest High School auditorium. We are a church that stands on and preaches all of God's word unashamedly because we believe and know that God changes lives through his word. Impact is a heart for evangelism, a mission to make disciples who follow Christ, and we are active in our community. The Spirit of the Lord is moving. God is doing an amazing work through Impact Church, and we would love for you and your family and friends to come be a part of it as we make an impact for Christ. We look forward to meeting you this Sunday at 10 a.m. at Jefferson Forest High School.
Hi, I'm Randy Trost. Our staff at Trost Law wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Most importantly, please celebrate responsibly. At Trost Law, we have experience handling all types of personal injury cases. Sadly, that means we've seen the devastating impact from drinking and driving. So on behalf of our team at Trost Law, please plan ahead. Select your designated driver this holiday season. And if you've been the victim of a drinking or drugged driver, we're here to help. Visit us at trostlaw.com.
Young adults face unique stresses and challenges more than ever. That's why the Forest Youth Athletic Association's mission is providing a safe arena where growing children can learn the rules and values that come from athletic competition. FYAA sports like wiffle ball, t-ball, baseball, softball, lacrosse, soccer, football, flag football, basketball, and cheer foster a culture of fair play and sportsmanship while developing skills and character that last beyond playing the game. Visit forestyouth.org to register for a sport or to share your time and resources.
Considering buying life insurance? Then ask Andy, your local Erie family life agent. Andy Matthews has been selling life insurance for 33 years right here in Central Virginia and has been a great sponsor of JF Athletics. Many Virginia families have Erie Family Life as part of their insurance portfolio. Look for the Andy Matthews Agency located on Waterlick Road right here locally, and not just an 800 number in some unknown office. With over 33 years of experience, Andy Matthews is your go-to agent for life insurance.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
Welcome back to the Central VA Flooring pregame show. As I said before, I'm your host, Todd Tracy. First, now we got the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers coach, JT Cruz, as he gives his thoughts and takes on tonight's game. Well, today's game, and his first state semifinals appearance as a head coach. Now, here's Coach Cruz with the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers.
Todd Tracy with the Central VA Flooring pregame show. I'm standing here with Jefferson Forest head football coach, Coach Cruz. How you doing?
Doing good. Glad to be here, Todd.
First, I want to say this. Congratulations on the big milestone as a coaching point, reaching to the state semifinals. I want to say, congratulations. Tell me about your accomplishment on that one first.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. And really, really proud of this group of kids, man. This team's been working since January. Some of these seniors been working for 4 years. And to put this program in a position that it hasn't been in for over a decade, I think says a lot about the work that they put in. Could not be more proud of them. And was really, really excited about that victory on Friday. But the question that I left them with is the same question that we started the season with this year and that we've given them pretty much after every game this year was, are you satisfied? Are you satisfied with where we're at right now? And the answer that I got from them is the same answer that I've gotten every week, and that's been no. And so it's back to work on Monday. We've had a good week of practice, and we're ready to come out here and play a good game this Saturday.
Talk about Friday first. As we speaking, you coming off a big dominant win, 49-7 against the GW Danville Eagles. Talk about that game and how your players performed. They just dominated from the first quarter all the way to the end.
Yeah, truthfully, all three phases. Gabe Barnett starting us off with a big return in the kickoff return game. Kickoff return touchdown for Gabe was a huge way to start the game. And I think, offensively and defensively, our guys did a really, really good job of buying into their roles and executing their roles, understanding how they fit into the greater whole of things, right? Xander went out there and had a phenomenal day running the football. And he was able to have a phenomenal day running the football because that was his role on Friday, right? And Luke Johnson had a phenomenal day offensively and defensively. He had a phenomenal day on offense because he was out there blocking for Xander on some of those outside sweeps that we hit, and he understood that was his role on Friday. And so it's like that for everybody on the team, right? Understanding their role, understanding how they fit in, and that every role is important, right? Like nobody's role is more important than anybody else's, and it's about each individual guy executing their role to the best of their ability. All of our guys bought into that. They all went out there and did it on Friday, and that's how we were able to have such a big-time win.
One thing I'll say about your defense, they've been playing lights out so far since the beginning of the playoffs. I believe they've been almost under 10 points per game. I think, it's 8, but, still, they just playing lights out starting the postseason.
Yeah, defense has been playing phenomenally. 7 points in the first round, 10 points in the second round, 7 points in the third round. Doesn't get much better than that, honestly. And that's, again, it's every single guy on that defense understanding what their role is, what their job is on each particular play, doing their job, and even more important than that, trusting the guy next to them to do their job, right? I think sometimes, particularly on defense, as you get into these big games, you want to go out there and you want to be Superman. You want to make every single tackle. And so all of a sudden you're jumping out of your gap because you want to make the tackle. And that's when things get rough on defense, is when all of a sudden you're out of your gap, you're in somebody else's gap, and that's exactly where the ball hits, is where you're supposed to be. Every single guy out there on Friday, they understood their role, they understood their job, and they went out there and executed. And that is all you can ask for defensively. I thought all three levels, defensive line, linebackers, defensive backs, they all played a heck of a game. Obviously, they had to, right, to hold an explosive offense like GW to 7 points. So, man, my hat's off to them. I thought they did a tremendous job out there on Friday.
You guys on the road today to take on the Varina Blue Devils. I feel like this is going to be a dogfight. 3 seed versus 4 seed. 1 game away from the state title, and it's everything now. The state semifinals right here, and whoever wants it more. I say Varina has got a lot of rich history as well. They made it to the states 3 times. They won states 2021. They lost states last year, and now they back at it, and they hungry some more. But it doesn't phase y'all because it's all about who wants more.
Yeah. Truthfully, man, the message to the team is no different than it's been every other week, right? And it has taken nothing away from a really, really good Varina football team. And obviously they're playing this time of year. Everybody's good. But the message is it's all about us. It is about our preparation. It's about how we approach this game Monday through Friday to put ourselves in the position to come out here on Saturday and be the best JF football team that we can be. And again, we know that if we handle us, if everybody buys into their role, everybody executes their role to the best of their ability, then the game will handle itself. And so, yeah, it's a big-time football game against a really, really good opponent in Varina. But it's the same as every other game, right? We got to be the best version of ourselves that we can be.
Do you see this as a big challenge for y'all, even though this is the first time y'all meet each other, but it's you don't know what you expect, but you still got to be prepared no matter what?
Yeah, it's a huge challenge. I mean, I think anytime you get into the state semis, you're going to be playing a really, really good football team, man, and Varina is no different. They are explosive. They are athletic, both sides of the ball. Defense, they fly around. They swarm. Offensively, they're very, very athletic at the skill positions. They're big and well coached up front. And so, yeah, it's a tremendous challenge, but I think it's one that our guys are ready for. I think it's one that we're hungry for, right? We've played against some really good football teams this year. And so we've prepared ourselves. We've prepared well all week to come out here and play a really good game on Saturday.
One more question before I let you go, Coach. With 1 game away from the state championship, how are you keeping your guys locked in, focused, saying, hey, we can't worry about the trophy yet. We got to worry about this because right now, this ain't no easy task. I understand the first 3 rounds, but still, this is a whole different ballgame when you get to the state semifinals because you don't know what you'll get, but they're going to be hungry as well because everybody wants the same thing you want.
Yeah. And again, it just goes back to that same message, man. It's all about us. And it's all about us playing our style of football, which is fast and physical. It's all about us going out and as individuals executing our role as a part of the greater team. And it's about trusting the guys next to us to execute their role. That doesn't change regardless of how big the game is, how good the opponent is. None of that matters. That's all outside noise. It is all about us, again, reaching our potential and being the best JF football team that we could be. And again, we know if we do that the game will handle itself.
Good luck now, Coach.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Ty.
Coach Kennedy here, and I'm here to introduce you to the fastest growing church in Forest, Virginia, Impact Church. If you want to find out how to be a winning team for eternity, Impact Church is the place for you. Here's more now from Pastor Brad.
Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Brad from Impact Church in Forest, and I want to extend a special invitation to you and your family to join us each Sunday at 10 a.m. at our new location in the Jefferson Forest High School auditorium. We are a church that stands on and preaches all of God's word unashamedly because we believe and know that God changes lives through his word. Impact has a heart for evangelism, a mission to make disciples who follow Christ, and we are active in our community. The Spirit of the Lord is moving. God is doing an amazing work through Impact Church, and we would love for you and your family and friends to come be a part of it as we make an impact for Christ. We look forward to meeting you this Sunday at 10 a.m. at Jefferson Forest High School.
Central VA Flooring is a proud supporter of local high school football. Why? Because the culture at Central VA Flooring is built on teamwork, dedication, and community support. Teamwork means the right console who truly listens to what you want and need for your home or business. Dedication is doing the job right and the community spirit of the entire Central VA Flooring team behind your project. Visit centralvaflooring.com and drop by Central VA Flooring on Timberlake Road to experience the power of teamwork, dedication, and community spirit. True health isn't about judgment, it's about empowerment. At Crossroads Family Dentistry, we partner with you to help you understand your options and make the best decisions for your health. In a supportive, non-judgmental environment, are you ready to take control of your total body wellness? Visit us on 221 in Forest or at crossroadsfamilydentistryva.com and call us today for your appointment. Because when you feel good about your smile, you'll feel good about your health. Young adults face unique stresses and challenges more than ever. That's why the Forest Youth Athletic Association's mission is providing a safe arena where growing children can learn the rules and values that come from athletic competition. FYAA sports like wiffle ball, t-ball, baseball, softball, lacrosse, soccer, football, flag football, basketball, and cheer foster a culture of fair play and sportsmanship while developing skills and character that last beyond playing the game. Visit forestyouth.org to register for a sport or to share your time and resources.
Leaks on the offensive line, in the defensive secondary, or with special teams coverage create problems in football. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating knows leaks at your home or business create problems too, like building and belonging damage and lost productivity. That's why you should call Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313 when a leak is threatening your home or business. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313, proudly supporting JF athletes, coaches, and all activity participants. You've heard how easy it is to get life insurance on the radio and internet. But what they don't say is you may not be getting the very best rate. If you've been needing to buy life insurance, why not buy it from your JF sponsor, located right here in Lynchburg? You'll get the truth about buying life insurance, and you will have an agent who can discuss options that are right for your family. Contact Andy Matthews, a licensed Erie family life agent. With over 33 years of experience, Andy Matthews is your go-to agent for life insurance.
When shopping for auto liability insurance, it's wise to consider the best policy, not the cheapest. Hi, I'm Randy Trost with Trost Law. It's crucial to have more than the minimum insurance on your auto liability policy. This protects you if you injure someone or if someone without proper insurance hurts you. Having the right policy ensures you have sufficient underinsured coverage to take care of you and your family. To learn more how we can help you navigate these challenges, visit us at trostlaw.com. That's trostlaw.com.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by trostlaw.com.
Welcome back to the Central VA Flooring pregame show. I'm your host, Todd Tracy, for today. Next, we have the Varina Blue Devils head coach Lewis, his six-year head coach of the Varina Blue Devils, Coach Lewis, as he gives us an intake on tonight's game. So here's Coach Lewis with the Varina Blue Devils.
One to Furman.
Tracy here with
Not
the
fair.
head football coach.
One to Morgan State.
I'm doing great. How about you? I'm doing good. First of all, I want to say congratulations on your third appearance as a head football coach and making it to the state semifinals. I want to say congratulations on that one this year. Thank you. You guys are coming off a big 21-12 win over the Huguenot Falcons last week. Can you break down the game for us? What do your players do well to secure a close victory and pulling off what mattered the most?
Man, we won up front in the trenches. Special teams was solid. We executed early, so we was able to get up on them 21-0. Third and fourth quarter didn't go as I liked. Couple penalties called, 2 touchdowns back, but we was able to start early, start fast to help us win the game.
You guys are hosting state semifinals at home against the Jefferson Cavaliers. Just one game away. After breaking the film on the Cavaliers, what stands out to you about the Cavaliers?
They play tough. They play physical. They play for 4 quarters. They got some players. Number 7 definitely can play. Quarterback is good. 15 can do it all. 58. They've been looking good up in the trenches. 33, the backer, who also won the ball. They got some guys. They do what they do well. They got a great system on offense, and they've been rolling.
Are there any particular parts about this matchup for today's game?
No, not for real. We just want to take what the defense give us. We're gonna, definitely trying to stop the run. Make them get uncomfortable with the things that they do. But just we got to play for 4 quarters.
Do you feel like today's matchup could turn to a defensive battle? Jefferson's defense have been holding opponents under 8 points per game, while your defense is limiting opponents 6 points per game. How do you prepare your players for this type of game? I feel like this might be a defensive matchup for today.
It definitely could be. We don't come out here and execute and do the things that we got to do. We're hoping don't come to that. But if we do, we should be ready. We done had a couple of tough games. We lost 2 games just like they lost 2 games. So those 2 games we lost, we was in it to win it. We just didn't execute when we need to. So I'm looking forward to a good game on Saturday.
How important will it be to capitalize on every opportunity offensively?
It'll mean a lot. Because to me, I think they want to run the football. So if we get up on them to say a couple of touchdowns, they kind of get them out of their game. I know they probably stick to what they do, but when you're coming back and you're trying to chase points, you get out of rhythm, you get out of what you normally do best.
So what would be a key factor or the biggest challenge for today's game against the Jefferson Cavaliers? This is your first time meeting, especially in the state semifinals. What can you see what will happen, or what would you predict about this game?
A tough physical game, 4-quarter game. Whoever win in the trenches will win the football game, whether it's on offense or D-line. And then who can play solid and who plays strong, who can finish.
After being the state championship last year, now being 1 game away from the state championship, what does that say about your players and amount of work they put in this year, knowing how difficult it is to make it back?
Determined, being able to deal with adversity. This was our goal, to be back in this moment. We just got to finish. We're not looking ahead. We're looking at days getting better. It's asking for us. So that's our main focus. I always do. It's not about who we play. It's about what we doing. Are we getting better each and every day?
I'm gonna ask you one question before I let you go, Coach. What does this run say about the culture and the mindset you built to this program, especially being your 6th year as a head coach? 3 state appearance. What do you say about that for a goal that you build for the program?
It's always great when you can reach your goals. You're doing something right. You're back in the situation, like that you want to be in. So, we're continuing to get better. And that's all we want to do. We want to continue to grow, continue to push forward. And that's my young man. So I took on to that challenge on the field and off the field. So it's a blessing. It's definitely a blessing.
Thank you so much. Good luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you.
Leaks on the offensive line, in the defensive secondary, or with special teams coverage create problems in football. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating knows leaks at your home or business create problems too, like building and belonging damage and lost productivity. That's why you should call Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313 when a leak is threatening your home or business. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313, proudly supporting JF athletes, coaches, and all activity participants.
Central VA VA Flooring is a proud supporter of local high school football. Why? Because the culture at Central VA Flooring is built on teamwork, dedication, and community support. Teamwork means the right consult who truly listens to what you want and need for your home or business. Dedication is doing the job right and the community spirit of the entire Central VA Flooring team behind your project. Visit centralvaflooring.com and drop by Central VA Flooring on Silver Lake Road to experience the power of teamwork, dedication, and community spirit. What if you knew that true health and wellness starts in your mouth? At Crossroads Family Dentistry in Forest, we believe your oral health is a window into your overall body health. Your mouth isn't a separate entry, it's a critical part of a complex system. That's why we take a co-diagnostic approach. We don't just tell you what you need, we show you using simple language and digital imaging. For a collaborative approach to your oral health, come see us. Crossroads Family Dentistry on 221 in Forest.
Hi, I'm Randy Trost with Trost Law. We've seen a lot since 1982. One new issue is an increasing number of uninsured drivers. Unfortunately, when these drivers are at fault for an accident, there's a higher likelihood that they'll flee from the scene, leaving you with a potential mess. So in shopping for your auto insurance policy, please keep in mind that strong, uninsured motorist coverage can protect you from this headache. And if you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident, call us at 777-HURT and visit trostlaw.com.
Young adults face unique stresses and challenges more than ever. That's why the Forest Youth Athletic Coalition is providing a safe arena where growing children can learn the rules and values that come from athletic competition. FYAA sports like wiffle ball, football, baseball, softball, lacrosse, soccer, football, flag football, basketball, and cheer foster a culture of fair play and sportsmanship while developing skills and character that last beyond playing the game. Visit forestyouth.org to register for a sport, share your time and resources.
Where's the flag?
Considering buying life insurance?
Oh, damn it! We had to bring my own flag.
Selling life insurance for 33 years, right here in Central Virginia, and has been a great sponsor of JF Athletics. Many Virginia families have Erie Family Life as part of their insurance portfolio. Look for the Andy Matthews Agency, located on Waterlick Road, right here locally, and not just an 800 number in some unknown office. With over 33 years of experience, Andy Matthews is your go-to agent for life insurance.
Coach Kennedy here, and I'm here to introduce you to the fastest growing church in Forest, Virginia, Impact Church. If you want to find out how to be on the winning team for eternity, Impact Church is a place for you. Here is more now from Pastor Brad.
Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Brad from Impact Church in Forest, and I want to extend a special invitation to you and your family to join us each Sunday at 10 a.m. at our new location in the Jefferson Forest High School auditorium. We are a church that stands on and preaches all of God's word unashamedly because we believe and know that God changes lives through his word. Impact has a heart for evangelism, a mission to make disciples who follow Christ, and we are active in our community. The Spirit of the Lord is moving. God is doing an amazing work through Impact Church, and we would love for you and your family and friends to come be a part of it as we make an impact for Christ. We look forward to meeting you this Sunday at 10 a.m. at Jefferson Forest High School.
You're listening to Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football on Virginia's talk station, WIQO Forest, 100.9 FM.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by CoachLaw.com.
All right, now that is all for your Central VA Flooring pregame show. As you said before, I'm your host, Todd Tracy. I'll see y'all at halftime. We will take y'all to Ed Lane, Coach Rick Kennedy, as they give you more jail football in the state semifinals. Remember, they'll play the winner between whoever wins. The winner will advance to the state championship, play the winner between Loudoun County and Lafayette. Now, here's Ed Lane and Coach Rick Kennedy as they give you more football, jail football for the state semifinals.
Thank you very much, Ty. Appreciate you holding it down on the Central VA Flooring kickoff show. We welcome you into a cloudy and damp 40-degree day with a wind of about 5 to 10 miles an hour smacking us in the face. It is sideline to sideline winds here at James E. Dawkins Field, home of the Varina Blue Devils. You hear the horn blaring as they take the field in their gold pants, gold helmets, navy blue jerseys with gold numerals, the Cavaliers and the all whites, white pants, white jerseys, black helmets with the red face mask, the white JF and the red saber swords, and the black numerals with the red trim. Welcoming you into Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com. We will get the opening kickoff in just a moment, but before that, it's time for Coach Kennedy's Keys to the Game as we welcome in the Coach Ray Kennedy. Your Keys to the Game presented by Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Bedford. Looking for the new keys for the holiday season? Swing by and see them today. Coach, welcome in and your keys today.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Ed. Yeah, we're looking for a great semifinal game today, and the keys for the Cavaliers is they are going up an opponent that is battle-tested, some of the toughest teams all season long they have played. And so for JF, they have to control the football. They have to not minimize turnovers on their part, but they have to get some turnovers from Varina and then control the clock. They want to try to keep this explosive offense off the field, and they just want to play the best football game of the season today.
We'll see how that goes in a moment, but Varina won the toss. They elected to receive. So Jonas Howard and Austin Walker, who are the kickers, it'll be Walker kicking it away for JF from right to left. Back deep for the Blue Devils, Trayvon Rogers and Jeremiah White for this high-powered Varina offense. This is a team that has been fantastic in 5 seasons with head coach Marcus Lewis, 56-10 overall, 24-2 in the Capital District. Ball teed up, 40-yard line. A lot of JF fans. It's a line drive bouncing kick through the wickets, and it's picked up by White. 20, far side, 25-30. Season opening 40. Cuts back toward midfield and into JF territory. Brought down at the 46 on a good tackle for Jefferson Forest in the open field by Michael Pert. But good field position for Varina to start this one.
Yeah, already crossed midfield right there in that huge return right there. And they're just having the opportunity to show some of their athleticism. That was some pure speed. Once he broke across that field, he found a seam on the other side, was able to cut it back up towards the middle over the Blue Devil emblem.
They've outscored their opponents 41-7 on average. It's been a tough schedule for Varina as Caleb Weish, the 5'10 junior quarterback, gets ready to pilot the offense starting at the JF 47. Ball in the middle of the field. It's a 4-receiver bunch to the left side. They get it to the Virginia signing, Damari Carter. 45-40, hurdles a man, 35-30. He accelerates, he's gone. 15, 10, 5, and into the Impact Church end zone. Just like that, Varina has an early 7-0 lead on JF.
Wow, they ran a formation I don't know if JF was ready for. They ran a quad diamond over there on that left side right there. And for the Blue Devils right there, Damari Carter just absolutely took that one step through a block and was gone.
First play of scrimmage, and Varina's already into the Impact Church end zone with a 6-0 lead, and they'll line up to try to make it 7-0.
JF looking to try to get a block here on this extra point, try to get a little momentum back or something after that return and that first play touchdown.
Snap, it's perfect, so is the hold. The kick is up, may have been partially tipped, but it's got enough length to send it sailing through the upright. So 11:42 still to go in the first quarter, and on the first play of scrimmage, Varina strikes with the UVA signee, Damari Carter, going in from 47 yards out. 7-0 Varina over JF. We're back after this.
Central VA Flooring is a proud supporter of local high school football. Why? Because the culture at Central VA Flooring is built on teamwork, dedication, and community support.
They came out firing.
Means the right console who truly listens to what you want and need for your home or business. Dedication is doing the job right, and the community spirit of the entire Central VA Flooring team behind your project. Visit centralvaflooring.com and drop by Central VA Flooring on Timberlake Road to experience the power of teamwork,
stay aggressive,
and community spirit.
Leaks on the offensive line, in the defensive secondary, or with special teams coverage create problems in football. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating knows leaks at your home or business create problems too, like building and belonging damage and lost productivity. That's why you should call Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-331.
Why didn't we just fair catch that?
Your home or business. Clyde Smith
I don't
Plumbing and
know.
Heating at 525-331.
Do you get it? The 20
makes no sense.
The 20 automatically.
Which is an all activity
It's just the 20?
participants.
If I got it at the 30, I would have done that.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
Didn't take long for JF to find themselves in a hole. One play from scrimmage. Damari Carter, 47 yards out. 7-0 Varina leads. 11:41 to go in the first half. Inside give. Johnson breaks free in the clear to the far side 30. Drags the defender up to the 35 on the far side of the field. 15-yard run as Luke Johnson took the inside give. The ball was snapped from the 20 because of a fair catch by Michael Pert, the deep back. And it's JF 1st and 10 at the 35. And this is where we get a first look, Coach, to see if JF can play ball control offense.
Well, I tell you what, that was the wing counter right there. And great job by number 6, Luke Johnson, finding a hole and being able to turn that upfield for a good, solid run and a first down.
Cam Fox is the back. He is to the left of Peyton Jackson. Xander Coleman in motion from right to left. Fake pitch. Jackson keeps it himself, and it's an inside keeper up to about the 37. It's a game of 2. Jaden Walker, the inside linebacker and senior captain, came up to make the plug.
Yeah, good tackle right there from that linebacker position. And so for the Blue Devils, their defense, they're in a 4-3 defense. They got 2 safeties, 2 corners, but what they're going to do with that strong safety is they're going to move him around and walk him up the linebacker depth to give them some help in the box.
Walker barking out defensive signals for Varina. Jackson calls for it. Man in motion. Flags come in. And I think they're going to say an offside on Varina, which will give JF a free 5 yards.
Well, that's a good help right there for JF, getting that extra 5 yards. One of the front defensive linemen was in the neutral zone, and they went ahead and called that, gave us extra 5 yards for putting us at 2nd and 3rd right now.
Jay-Sean Richardson, his nickname is Bull, is number 56 in the middle. He is not pleased with the rest of his defensive line mates, with one of them lining up offside. Then another jump over on the far side. That time it was Keyshawn Patterson, the defensive end, and JF basically gets it a first down from 2nd and 8 to 1st and 10 up at the 47.
Well, a couple early mistakes right there by Varina's defensive front right there. They're getting, again, a little bit jumpy right there, and they had a hard count, and they jumped offside 2 in a row, gives them 10-plus yards.
Cavaliers get free 10. They're now up to the 47, just shy of midfield, working right to left, down 7-0. Pitch play to Coleman, turns the corner, 45, accelerates past the 50. He's brought down. It's Jalen Walker. The senior captain was there. Sair Rex, the junior defensive back, was also in on the stop, and it's a gain of about 3.
Yeah, good little run right there for JF moving that football. And again, that's their big play. They want to be able to get to the edge. For them to be able to do that against the athleticism of this defense is they have to be able to get their blocks with the wing, the wide out, and the running back blocking the flat defender.
It's a 4-yard pickup. They'll snap it from the Varina 49, left hash mark. Coleman goes in motion again. Fake pitch, keeper. Jackson hit by Richardson, but he stays on his feet to the 45. Swung forward down past the 44 to the 43. It is enough for a JF first down. Peyton Jackson gets 6.5 and moves to 6.
Yeah, Peyton Jackson calling his own number right there. And again, they're faking the rocket sweep over the top, and the defense is adjusting to that. And that little counter play for JF is to run that quarterback inside when everybody starts moving with the motion.
Jack Lee split wide to the right. Ball is on the near side, left hash mark. Coleman and Johnson are the slot backs. Coleman goes in motion. Snap, it's a give. Left side, Fox. Grab from behind by Bull Richardson, who pulls him back. Fox fights to get to the original line of scrimmage, then tries to carry the 6'1", 300-pound Virginia signee. That does not go too well. He does get down to the 43, and it's back basically to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're going to have their hands full inside. Definitely number 56, nicknamed the Bull for a reason. He is just an absolute force in there. They're going to have to try to find some ways to get some movement, some double teams, and get some movement on that from him clogging up that inside run.
It is going to be a major chore for the JF offensive line to account for him. Coleman in motion. It's another pitch play over to the far side. Stops. 45 follows blockers. Can barely get back to the original line of scrimmage. Jaden Walker brings him down. We've called that name a lot on this opening drive. It's the first test for the JF offense. 3rd and 10 coming up.
Yeah, great job right there. They strung it out. And they were actually able to come off of one of the blocks on the outside right there and be able to make that tackle for no gain. So JF in their first little tough spot right here, they got 3rd and 10, and they have gone nowhere on the last 2 run plays.
JF 3rd down and 10. They'll snap it this time from the right hash mark. Probably the first pass play for Peyton Jackson. Fox the back to his left. Luke Johnson goes in motion. Jackson drops back, looks to throw. Ball is tipped, deflected. Bull Richardson knocked it down at the 50-yard line. It's incomplete, and it's 4th and 10 coming up at JF, sending out the punting unit.
Well, they were wanting to go ahead and throw the ball out here in the flats to Johnson, who was in the motion with the rocket motion, but the defense and got his hand up and was able to just knock that ball away when that throw was in the air.
And Bull Richardson has had his way with pretty much anyone he's lined up against, but Ethan Mandel and Seth Bell have been the two that have had the biggest challenge, and that will be a theme all day. 7-0 Varina. They're about to get the ball back. 7:42 to go in the first half, and whistles are blown in. Varina's going to call a timeout, which we will keep it right here, Coach. Are you on alert for a fake if you're Varina? Is that what you're thinking, or is it just a formation challenge?
No, I think they were thinking that JF might, based on the territory right here, and they might have something like a fake going on. So the Varina coaches called timeout, making sure they can go over everything and look for something if it is a fake.
We will take it with them. Be back in 30 seconds. 7-0 JF lead trails Varina mid-first quarter.
True health isn't about judgment, it's about empowerment. At Crossroads Family Dentistry, we partner with you to help you understand your options and make the best decisions for your health. In a supportive, non-judgmental environment, are you ready to take control of your total body wellness? Visit us on 221 in Forest or at crossroadsfamilydentistryva.com and call us today to schedule your appointment. Because when you feel good about your smile, you'll feel good about your health.
And the punt is blocked. Walker blocks it. As the punt was blocked, Walker got in there for Varina. Blocked it. They'll take over at the JF 19. And an inauspicious start for the Cavaliers as Jaden Walker, who was all over that drive for Varina, comes up with a blocked punt. And JF is in trouble as Varina's got it up 7-0. 1st and 10 coming up inside the red zone, trying to get a 2-touchdown lead mid-first quarter.
Well, Judson Lynn, left-footed punter right there, came right over into the lane where number 11 Johnson was coming up through the middle right there and just punted the ball straight into him, literally for the block.
This is the biggest challenge the Cavaliers have arguably faced all year. They fell down 7-0 to LCA early. They're down 7-0 to Varina. The one difference is JF answered that with a touchdown. This time Varina gets it and a sledgehammer run up the middle for Michael Farley. Big 5'11", 210-pound running back, and he gets down to about the 15, picked up 4.
Yeah, Varina in their spread offense right there, single back, and that time it was just a straight lead play right there for number 6, Michael Farley, going right up the middle for a big 4-yard run on that first down.
Damari Carter, the lone receiver. The Virginia signee is split wide to the right. Ball is on the left hash mark. Varina trying to grow a 7-0 lead with 7 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Ball snap coming from the JF 15. Handoff slipping and sliding into the line of scrimmage. Jabri Person, who is the backup running back, took that one, and it looked like he lost his footing on what is a damp field here. They had to clear the snow off before the start of this game from the area, and it's kind of a cloudy, damp 40-degree day, so it doesn't feel like that field has really had a chance to dry up.
Yeah, that break right there for the Cavaliers. Running back slipping, trying to make a cut at the line, and now Varina back in their full spread. They got double sets on both sides.
Caleb Weiss gets ready to call for it. Michael Farley is the deep back, and he'll get it on a handoff over to the left side. Hit by Pearson Brooks, stood up by the JF defense, and he's brought down at the 14. Only gained 1. It's a big 3rd and 5 coming up for this JF defense. A big 4th and 5 coming up for the JF defense.
Well, defense making a big stand right there. They've done a pretty good job right here against the run with Varina. Big line, big running back, and Varina is going to go for it right here on 4th down and 5. They are already in the red zone.
They've got it at the JF 14 off the block punt from Jaden Walker, who had a big defensive opening drive for Varina. Blue Devils trying to grow a 7-0 lead. They're going for a hard count right now. They'll snap it, and it's a handoff. Farley barrels into the JF defense, keeps his legs turning, but it's not going to be enough. Gets down to about the 12. He needed the 9. The JF defense comes up with a massive stop, down 7-0, and Varina was threatening for more, but JF forces a turnover on down.
Wow, great job defensively, making a stand right there after the block punt. which could have really turned things sour for the Cavaliers, but the defense said, no, we're not going to do that. And they do 4 great run defenses and just keep Varina to just a minimal gain.
Cavaliers will be backed up deep in their own territory at the 12. Field position is clearly favored Varina in the early going, but JF, they're only down 7-0. We'll see if they can get this offense going. Lining up in the gun, Jackson takes the snap, takes the pitch, keeps it himself, spins out of a couple of blockers, and finally back just past the line of scrimmage. In there initially to make the stop was Josiah Sally, the defensive end, and he at least forced Jackson to have to lunge back just to get to the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd and 10 coming up.
Yeah, this is the most challenged this front line has faced literally all season right here in this front 4 of the Varina Blue Devils right there. They have to be able to get some movement to try to open up some of these run lanes, especially anything inside the tackle. They're really being pressured quick.
Bull Richardson, the Virginia signee, takes up so much attention, and give the credit to the rest of the defense for making plays. This time it's a handoff left side, trying to spin out of a block. It's a loss of about 2 for Luke Johnson. He gets brought down at about the 9.5-yard line. 3rd and long coming up for JF. They trail 7-0 at Varina. 4:40 to go in the first quarter. JF moved the ball fairly well on the opening drive, but Jaden Walker, the defensive stud linebacker, came up with big stops. This time it's the defensive front for Varina. JF's got it 3rd and 13.
Yeah, JF, Coach Crew's going to have to try to find some ways if they're not going to be able to run this football to try to open up this offense and get this ball moving.
4-man front for Varina. They really haven't brought much pressure. Fox goes in motion, gets it on a swing pass, far side 10, slips out of a tackle, lunges up past the 15 to about the 16. Good open field stop by Ivan Thompson, and JF will have to punt it away. They were well short of a first down.
Yeah, about a 6-yard gain on that, but that is not what you needed on 13. When you needed 13 or 14 yards for that first down, thrown in the flats, they were able to converge on that and make the tackle before he could get up there for the anywhere near the first down. And here they are back with the punt team again, looking to try to get this ball off this time and not have it blocked from coming up the middle.
Judson Lynn took a while to get it off on that rugby-style punt. Jaden Walker blocked it. Walker's moving around like he's trying to snip out another block. This time it would be into the Impact Church end zone, but Judson Lynn gets it away. It's going to be a line drive kick, and it'll back up Rogers to his own 49. Stops to turn the corner at the JF 49. He's slung down backwards, but they'll give him forward progress. Good punt team coverage by JF, and Varina will have good field position, up 7-0 late first quarter.
Yeah, Varina definitely winning the field position game right here so far. JF has been struggling now on their 2 offensive series right here, and Varina looking to figure out not being able to run that last series, see if they're going to open it up and try to throw the football again like they did on that first play with their diamond 4 quad formation.
This time they have 3 receivers, but they're split evenly to the right side. The far out receiver on the near side numbers is Damari Carter. He's the one to watch. He has the only touchdown of the game. Weish, the quarterback, takes the snap, play fake, swing pass, and it's low into the ground, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Jeremiah White on a swing route, and instead it's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, a little swing route right there, and they had the blocking out there. They had the slot receivers blocking the corner and that flat defender linebacker right there. And luckily the throw was low. He was not able to pull that in. Otherwise, that could have been a big play offensively if the throw would have been up.
JF's defense, they came up big against LCA and Heritage at various junctures. This is a different challenge against Varina. Can they hold steady down 7-0, 3:15 to go in the first quarter? Weish with a hard count. JF doesn't budge. 4-man rush. Swing pass again over to the right side. Well blocked. Farley breaks the tackle 45. Inside the JF 40. Down to the 38. Looks like it's enough for a first down, and then a little pushing and shoving after the fact. But the Varina Blue Devils will move the sticks on the gain of about 12.
Well, they ran that basically the same formation. They had a trip formation over here to the wide side, and then they motioned the running back in motion over here and just made a quick swing pass to him, and he had 3 blockers on 3 defenders, and that's why he was able to get the big gain right here and push the ball down into JF territory.
4 receivers, 2 to each side. Damari Carter, the wide out, split to the far left side. Weish calling for the snap, takes it. It's an end around handoff to Trevor Rogers. tries to turn the corner, stops 38. Good pursuit defense for JF. Harrison Carter and Pearson Brooks were in there on the stop, and it's 2nd and 10.
Well, I tell you what, that was a jet sweep for the Blue Devils right there, and the JF did a great job stringing it out all the way to the sideline for a no gain on that. So defensively against the run, JF has been doing an excellent job with run defense. They got to make their pass defense a little bit tighter.
They've got it. 2nd and 10. Varina does at the JF 38. Snap, taking it. Weiss drops back, throws, caught far side 30. Barreling through a Cavalier defender and out of bounds at the 25 is Chandre Williams, 6'3", 160, and it's another first down for Varina and JF trying to just play the bend but don't break defense. And we're at the 2-minute mark of the first quarter. Varina's at the JF 26, knocking on the door.
Yeah, that was a quick quick comeback with an outside route. Corner was way off right there. That was an easy throw and catch right there for Varina. Now they're knocking on the door, trying to run a quick offense, getting plays sent in from the sideline.
They get it in from the sideline. The head coach, Marcus Davis, is not the offensive coordinator. He's actually the defensive coordinator. Instead, it's Robert Carter. Snap, play fake, handoff, and a flip throw over to the far side. 25 inside the 20, and stepping out at about the 18 is Jeremiah White. But a good pickup there for Varina, and they're happy to take the chunk plays that JF's defense is allowing in front of them.
Well, what they're doing right there is they're making their pass plays. Everything has been pretty short. Everything is a quick release by the quarterback, and because the defense is playing off so far, they're able to catch those short passes.
Cavaliers with a 4-man front. Weiss calls for it out of the gun. It's another quick throw across the middle. Fires, it's incomplete. He wanted to get Jeremiah White, but overthrew him by about 3 yards as the ball sailed out of the back of the Impact Church end zone to set up 3rd and 2.
Well, that was the first long one we've seen. He was throwing it for the end zone on a deep post-type play, a slant. He was trying to get into seam there in front of that safety, and it was overthrown when there was a little pressure coming off the edge.
$1:52 to go in the first quarter. Under 2 minutes to go. A reminder, life doesn't give you a 2-minute warning, which is why a life insurance plan from your Erie Family Life agent, Andy Matthews, may be right for you. See him on Waterlick Road in Lynchburg. Snap this time. It's a QB keeper. Weiss has it, tries to slice his way down to about the 15. Not quite, but he gets to the 16, and they say it is enough for a Blue Devil first down.
Yeah, that was a little counter play with the quarterback keeping it himself after he faked the jet sweep motion and handoff. He just kept it himself and followed the pulling guard off that backside for a first down.
Varina ball. They're knocking on the door, trying to grow a 7-0 lead. They got a 47-yard pitch and catch where Damari Carter, the UVA signee, did most of the work on the opening drive of the game, the opening play from scrimmage to be exact. Now Varina knocking on the door again. They've got the ball at the JF 16, 1st and 10. Snap coming from the left hash mark, and it's a handoff inside the 10 to the 5, barreling through Cavalier defenders and dragging them into the Impact Church end zone. Is it a Varina touchdown? No, down at the 1. Michael Farley needed 16 and got about 15 and a half.
Yeah, that was just straight up the middle right there. And again, the defense was not able to make that play on that run. That's a big run play right there by Varina. Now they're inside the 1.
Varina has it. QB keeper Weiss. Does he lunge? He does. Does he get in? No. Good JF defense standing up right there as Charleston Harris and Seth Bell both converged to help create a hole. And now they're going with the jumbo package here, Varina.
Yeah, they're sending in some personnel changes right here. Again, they're inside this 1 yard line right here. They just want to try to power it in, but this is where JF has to make a tough stance right here on this goal line stand.
A lot of it is making Varina earn it if you're JF. Up under center, snap, Weiss dives toward the Impact Church end zone. Do they give it to him this time? Yes, they do. Touchdown, Varina.
I see a flag right there also.
And there is a flag, and it's a sideline warning on Varina. And I think they're going to say it's a sideline infraction. And that's big. If it's a sideline infraction, it would back them up and nullify what was a touchdown run from a yard out from Weiss. If it's a warning, the touchdown would stand.
Well, they just backed it up right there.
And they did. So it's a 5-yard penalty, and that's a big penalty as Varina still knocking on the door, but all of a sudden the goal changes. And instead it's going to be to repeat the down, so it's 2nd and goal from the 6 Actually, 5.5 to be exact.
Well, big break right there for JF. They had the quarterback sneak touchdown, but the penalty now takes that off the board, and JF has a chance.
Weish calls for it. This time he's out of the gun. Farley to his left. Snap. Weish has it. Looks for Damari Carter on the right side of the Impact Church end zone. And a beautiful back shoulder reception as the Virginia signee high-pointed the ball and got it around Gabe Barnett. That's just an athlete making an athletic play, and it's good for a 6-yard touchdown reception.
Well, I tell you what, that was an NFL college-level play right there. They just ran a fade route to the corner, and they had the receiver that was able to go up and get that. Damari Carter absolutely just skied up in that and just brought that down over top of the corner for their second touchdown.
Barnett at great position. That's just a stud athlete making a play. This time the extra point is up, partially deflected, but it's got just enough leg to send it through the uprights. 14-0 Varina, 18 seconds to go in the first quarter on JF Cavalier football. We're back after this.
Young adults face unique stresses and challenges more than ever. That's why the Forest Youth Athletic Association's mission is providing a safe arena where growing
them to
children
earn it, but if he's going to make plays like that, I mean, what do you do?
No, that was high-level play right there. The throw and the catch both.
Yeah.
That looked like a college play.
Football, flag football, basketball, and cheer foster a culture of fair
you're
play,
JF, you want them to have to beat you with that. If they beat you with that,
beyond playing the game.
Yeah, I mean, other than that last run going down to the end zone, that last big run up the middle, they've done a good job against the run.
Yeah, and I mean, I get the passing
At
idea.
Crossroads Family Dentistry in Forest, we believe your oral health is a window into your overall body health. Your mouth isn't a separate entry, it's a critical part of a complex system. That's why we take a co-diagnostic approach. We don't just tell you what you need, we show you using simple language and digital imaging. For a collaborative approach to your oral health, come see us. Crossroads Family Dentistry on 221 in Forest.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
Harrison Carter on the return for Jefferson Forest, and he takes it from the 20, weaving his way for 13 yards from the far side ash up to the 33. That's where JF's offense will begin. Down 14-0, 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. Snap this time, pitch play to Coleman, and flags come in. And it looks like, is it an offsides? The referees are signaling offsides on Varina, which, you know, if you're Coach Marcus Davis of Varina, that's the last thing you want with the amount of talent you have. Just giving JF 3 yards, you want to make them earn it when you have a 14-0 lead.
Yeah, and again, this is a crucial series right here for JF's offense right now. This is their third series offensively, and this is their opportunity. They have to do something. They got to have an answer right now for these 2 touchdowns that Varina has put up early in this first quarter of the game. So they have to come up with something here on this series, I believe.
1st and 5 for JF at the Varina at their own 38. Trailing Varina 14-0. Fake pitch, keeper Jackson wide open. 45 runs into a defender there, but barrels past midfield and down to the Varina 49. He's brought down in the open field by Braylon Hood, the senior inside linebacker captain, on what's going to likely be the final play of the first quarter.
Yeah, great run right there. And again, they had a different formation. They had no backs. They had the jet sweep motion, and then the rocket sweep, and then Jackson just kept it himself right up the middle.
Varina leads 14-0 after 1. JF trying to answer. We'll see how they do when we return.
You've heard how easy it is to get life insurance.
It's pretty imperative they get some
But what they
points.
don't say
They got
is you
to.
may not be getting the very best rate. If you've been needing to buy life insurance, why not buy it from your JF sponsor, Andy Matthews, located right here in Lynchburg. You'll get the truth about buying life insurance, and you will have an agent who can discuss options that are right for your family. Contact Andy Matthews, a licensed Erie family life agent. With over 33 years of experience, Andy Matthews is your go-to agent for life insurance.
Hi, I'm Randy Trost. Our staff at Trost Law wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Most importantly, please celebrate responsibly. At Trost Law, we have experience handling all types of personal injury cases. Sadly, that means we've seen the devastating impact from drinking and driving. So on behalf of our team at Trost Law, please plan ahead. Select your designated driver this holiday season. And if you've been the victim of a drinking or drugged driver, we're here to help. Visit us at trostlaw.com.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
Coleman goes in motion, but get it on a pitch play on the end around. 50, Varina 45, 40. Breaks the tackle at the 35. He's pushed out of bounds at about the 33. Cavaliers pick up the first down. They need that. They need points. Trailing Varina 14-0. 9 seconds into the second quarter, or after the opening play of the quarter was just completed.
Well, Xander Coleman on the rocket sweep now. That worked because of the blocking right there, and they came with a different formation. Again, they're running out of an empty formation. They got tight end double receivers on the side that they're running that rocket sweep to, and they had enough people to make blocks.
Coleman is the slot back to the right. Fox the slot back to the left. It's Brooks the wide out to the far side. Slot wide out left side is Johnson. Jackson takes the snap, fake pitch, keeps it himself, has to go left because Bull Richardson clogged the hole, and a good job by Jackson. Gets it to the 20, 15, 10, 5, and Pearson Brooks off the unintentional fumble. He's into the Impact Church end zone for a touchdown, but it's not without a cost as Peyton Jackson is down back at the 26.
Yeah, Peyton Jackson's down. He is looking like he is in some serious pain right here on that play. The ball came loose and he fumbled it, but number 13, Pearson Brooks, was able to scoop up the fumble and take it to the end zone. But that is not the issue. It is Jackson on the ground right now in pain.
So what looked like it happened on that play is it looks like it's a touchdown. We'll sort this out right now. It's a medical timeout. Pearson Brooks scooped up the ball as it came out of Peyton Jackson, and Jackson fumbled it. Jackson actually had to bounce out wide to the left side because Bull Richardson, all 6'1", 300 pounds of the Virginia signee, literally clogged the hole up with so much power that he pushed the blockers back in to Peyton Jackson. So Jackson was cutting left, trying to regain his balance, and eventually just stumbled and fell down at the 27 where he is still down. And I'm not sure if the hit from Richardson into Jackson caused it and the forward progress just got him there, or if something else happened. Jackson is limping off, clearly favoring his right leg, but JF will keep the 6 points and have a chance to slice in a little bit more to this deficit here at Varina.
Wow, what a huge play for JF to get on the board right here. They had to score this series. I felt like this was a huge deal for them to have to put some points on the board. And out of a freak play with the fumble, they do just that.
JF's going to attempt the extra point. We've seen the backup quarterback, Xander Coleman, in the game before, notably against Heritage a month or so ago. Snap is down, the kick is up, and just barely gets through the uprights, but it's good. 14-7, JF leads. JF's deficit has been cut in half here at Varina, 20 seconds into this second quarter.
Coach Kennedy here, and I'm here to introduce you to the fastest growing church in Forest, Virginia, Impact Church. If you want to find out how to be on the winning team for eternity, Impact Church is a place for you. Here is more now from Pastor Brad.
Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Brad from Impact Church in Forest, and I want to extend a special invitation to you and your family to join us each Sunday at 10 a.m. at our new location in the Jefferson Forest High School auditorium. We are a church that stands on and preaches all of God's word unashamedly because we believe and know that God changes lives through his word. Impact as a heart for evangelism, a mission to make disciples that follow Christ, and we are active in our community. The Spirit of the Lord is moving. God is doing an amazing work through Impact Church, and we would love for you and your family and friends to come be a part of it as we make an impact for Christ. We look forward to meeting you this Sunday at 10 a.m. at Jefferson Forest High School.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
It is a high kick. It's fielded 40, left side 50-yard line, and pushed out of bounds at the JF 41 on the short kickoff. Now we have referees trying to confer exactly how that kick return unfolded. It looked like it was basically no real gain on the return as Johan Payton had that return, and there's a flag down close to midfield. This may come back a smidge.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a flag on Varina.
And it is. It's a hold on them back at the 46, so it'll send them back to the 36. They've got a little more work to do, up 14-7, 30 seconds into this second quarter.
Yeah, well, again, Varina taking advantage of their special teams abilities with their speed able to make some plays, but luckily a penalty right there pushes them back.
Peyton Jackson, the quarterback, being tended to after literally running into a bull. That literally is what happened. He ran into one, or bull ran into him on that last drive. He's trying to jog it off on the JF sideline, but Varina's got the ball on offense. Weish claps, calls for it, but doesn't get it just yet. Now he does. Roll out over to the right side. Is he going to throw or run? He's going to throw over to the far side and just into the Blue Devil bench at midfield. Incomplete. Good boundary coverage defense by JF. And it'll be 2nd and 10 for Varina at their own 36 after the holding penalty on that short kick, and good kick return from the Blue Devils. 30 seconds, 33 to be exact, into this second quarter.
Well, Blue Devils looking like they want to be able to spread this out and go with their throw and passing game right there. That time they sprinted out. Caleb Weish, the quarterback, they sprinted him out on that with nobody open.
Weish has it again. 2 receivers, including Brown, to the far side. Throw over to the left side, caught, stopping, and then knocked out of bounds. Chandre Wilson at about the 44. And, popped out right there. Gain of about 8, 3rd and 2 coming up. And Varina, again, they may have to march, but there's probably a bend but don't break element to this JF defense here.
Well, I tell you, that was a great little comeback route. They're running about 7, 8-yard comeback routes, and the timing and the throws are perfect. And the corner's not able to come up and make a play on that because the ball is thrown on time and it's where it's supposed to be.
Thrown on time, and you're really just trying to keep everything in front of you. If you're JF's defense, Weish calls for the 3rd and 2 snap. Swing pass over to the far side. Bobble caught 40. Slips past the defender at the 45 up to the 48. It is enough for a Blue Devil first down. A good fingertip catch by Jeremiah White. And the sophomore just grabbed it on the fingertips, pulled it in, and evaded a defender. First down, Varina.
Yeah, a little swing bubble route out there by the slot receiver. And it was a good job by JF's middle linebacker right there, Pearson Brooks, getting out there to make that tackle before it could have turned into something big.
A minute and a half into the second quarter, Varina ball up 14-7 against Jefferson Forest. That clapping you hear is the JF sideline that's in front of us, or the JF fans in front of us. Snap taken, dropping back. Weish, Hamilton pressures him, so he'll take off, scrambling to the right side. 45-40, he'll just trot out of bounds just shy of the JF 40. Gained 11 on the QB scramble, and the Blue Devils move the sticks once again.
Well, I tell you what, that is a big, big threat right there when Caleb Weiss pulls that football down and runs with it, because he has done that all season long for the Blue Devils. And unless you are able to take away some of his scrambling ability and some open lanes right there, that could be something they have to be conscious of for the JF defense.
Varina ball, the JF 41, 2 minutes into this second quarter. It's a stopped clock, 10:07 in the quarter to be exact. Weish calls for it. It's a 3-receiver bunch to the tight right side. Snap. Weish fakes the handoff, keeps it himself into the JF defense, breaks through a little bit of a wall at the 40, down to the 38. Gain 3 for 2nd and 7.
Yeah, gain 3 right there on that Welsh run. He faked the handoff and pulled it and kept it himself. So it was a little bit of a read play on that design. But again, for the most part, Varina has looked to basically go away from the run play and want to be able to open it up and throw, because that's where they've had success most of the time moving the football.
They've had a lot of it, and a lot of it's just saying, you know, if Damari Carter is going to be covered, he's the Virginia signee on the far right side with both touchdowns. Xander Coleman's matched up on him. They're going to test everybody else. So far they have. Weish has it, takes it, looks to the left again, and it's caught in the flat at the 35. Slipping out of a tackle at the 30 and lunging forward down to the 27 is Jeremiah White. He was brought down by Harrison Carter and Pearson Brooks as he evaded the tackle attempt from Gabe Barnett, and it's another first down for the Blue Devils at the JF 28.
Wow, that was a huge, good throw out here in the flats. What they did was they ran the out route by number 2, and it was a perfect throw right there by Welsh for that completion.
Officials timeout, and they're not signaling exactly why. It doesn't look like there's anyone injured.
It looks like one of the camera people on the sideline had a collision with the players and is down on an injury right now. They got a bunch of people coming over there to check that out.
So for that sideline injury timeout, we'll take it as well. Varina ball up 14-7 early second quarter on JF Cavalier football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
Central VA Flooring is a proud supporter of local high school football.
How
Why?
weird is
Because
that?
the culture at Central VA Flooring is built on teamwork, dedication, and community support. Teamwork means the right consult who truly listens to what you want and need for your home or business. Dedication is doing the job right, and the community spirit.
I don't know. I don't know how the receivers or the corner would have been over there and made a collision with them.
Flooring.com.
I don't either.
And drop by.
The play was to this
Flooring
side,
on
not over
Timberlake Road.
there.
I tell you what, man, this
Power of
quarterback's a good
teamwork,
passer, man.
Yeah,
He's
is.
throwing
So
good.
He's got
True
accurate
health
passes.
is
Yeah,
about
that was a
Gets out
great.
really quick.
That was a great out. That was a great out route right
History,
there.
We partner with
5'10"
you
and
to
he
help
can
you
throw a couple
understand
of
your
inches.
options and make the best decisions for your health. In a
I mean,
supportive,
I think the college
non-judgmental environment, are you ready to take control of your total body wellness? Visit us on 221 in Forest or at
Everyone wants
Crossroads
the
Family
6'3"
Dentistry
quarterback, and like if you're,
VA.com.
Georgia,
call
you
us
probably
today.
get them. But if you're like
Appointment.
Liberty
Because
or
when you feel good
JMU,
about
like
your
take a
smile,
5'10"
you'll
guy
feel
that's
good
accurate.
about your health.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
JF trying to hang in there, down 14-7, 9-10, and counting down in the second quarter after the injury timeout. That was to a sideline personnel. Weiss play fake for Varina. Steps up in the pocket. He's got duress. Now he takes off to the right side, tries to stop, turn the corner, does. 25, scoots out of bounds, past the 20 at the 19 as he gained about 9 yards. And you made the comment in our timeout, Coach, that this quarterback's got a little bit of moxie to him. Not the biggest at 5'10", 170, but he's got enough size and great accuracy and mobility.
Well, I tell you what, again, that was just another good scramble. JF brought a little pressure. He started to feel the pressure, and he just slid out and just took off running. And what a huge gain right there to put him in 2nd and 1.
2nd and 1 for Varina. They've got a bunch of receivers set off the right side of the line of scrimmage, including Damari Carter. 1 to the left. Snap. Weiss takes it, keeps it himself. Left side, stops. 15, cuts back to the 10, stays on his feet. Stutter steps to the 5, and he'll glide into the Impact Church end zone for a 19-yard touchdown run. But there is a flag back at the line of scrimmage, and it's coming back. It's a hold on Varina.
Wow. That's exactly what JF needed right there. They are getting some opportunities with the penalties against Varina, and that was a hold. And that play right there is, again, points coming off the board after another Varina touchdown.
So Varina, the hold, it backs him up 10 yards to the from the 19 to the 29, and it's a big penalty called on Varina. It goes from 2nd down and 1 now back to 2nd and 10.
Well, I tell you what, the big thing right now is Caleb Weiss is just taking over this game offensively from his quarterback position. The defense has to find a way to be able to get hands on him.
He is elusive. He's got some Diego Pavia-like qualities to him. Size-wise, not huge, but he's big enough. Mobile, accuracy. This time he hands it off to Farley off the right side. Turns the corner at the 25. Off the right side run, the wide side run. And he's down at about the 23, gains 6.
Yeah, that was just the outside zone right there by Farley, taking it out, trying to find a cutback lane. Finally, over there by the edge, he found one, turned it upfield right there for about six yards on that run.
3rd and 5 for Varina as Weiss gets the call from the sideline, trots in after getting it from Robert Scott, the offensive coordinator for the Blue Devils. Banging you here in front of us are JF fans trying to create noise on 3rd and 5. Weiss looks at the play clock, shows 13 where he takes the snap, takes the handoff, keeper, 20, slips past the tackle down to the 18. No, he breaks out of one, bounces out to the far side, 15. Stutter steps to the 10, brought down by Logan Hamilton from behind, but he's in the shallow red zone at about the 3.
Wow, JF had him wrapped up short of a first down right there, and as they went to throw him down on the ground, he just spun out of the tackle and took off up the sideline over there for a huge run down to the 3-yard line.
Weiss, a 15-yard run on 3rd and 5. It looked like he was brought down near the sticks. Instead, he creates a 2nd yardage play. There was no one who brought him down. There were no whistles for a stoppage of play, and Weiss made the most of it. Now it's 1st and goal for Varina. The deep back is Farley. Weiss from under center. Now he's going to drop back. He's looking at the sideline. He's still got 12 seconds if he wants to snap it off the call from Robert Scott. 2 timeouts left for Varina. They can burn one if they want. They will not. Snap it with 2. Handoff Farley left side. Lunges to the Impact Church end zone. Is he in? Yes, he is. Touchdown, Varina.
Inside run right there by Farley. Even with a bad snap, Weiss was able to grab it and get it handed off to Farley, who just followed his line right up the middle right there and able to push for those 3 yards as he fell across the goal line to put Varina up again after this extra point. 2 touchdowns.
A lot of that drive, though, was key by Caleb Weiss's running, including a big 15-yarder on 3rd and 5. Extra point, snap down. Allen Green boots it up. It was partially deflected, but that's just enough to clear the crossbar anyway. 21-7, Varina extends the lead back to 2 touchdowns. 7:14 to go here in the second quarter.
As a privately owned nonprofit organization, the Forest Youth Athletic Association thrives off volunteers. Volunteering with the FYAA ensures children throughout the Forest community have a local place to participate in sports like wiffle ball, t-ball, baseball, softball, lacrosse, soccer, football, flag football, basketball, and cheer. FYAA depends on volunteers and needs your support, whether that's volunteering your time, money, resources, or a combination of your gifts. Visit forestyouth.org to learn more about how you can support FYAA.
Hi, I'm Randy Trost with Trost Law. We've seen a lot since 1982. One new issue is an increasing number of uninsured drivers. Unfortunately, when these drivers are at fault for an accident, there's a higher likelihood that they'll flee from the scene, leaving you with a potential mess. So in shopping for your auto insurance policy, please keep in mind that strong, uninsured motorist coverage can protect you from this headache. And if you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident, call us at 777-HURT and visit trostlaw.com.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by trostlaw.com.
JF, another imperative drive down 21-7 here at Varina. Middle of the second quarter of this VHSL Class 4 state championship. Xander Coleman's return from the 15 up to the 37. He was hit pretty hard by Jaden Walker, who's been all over the field for the Blue Devils, defensively and on special teams. But JF, they've got to take advantage of the good field position down 21-7.
Yeah, they do right here. Again, this is another crucial series right here for JF to try to find a way to keep up with the points that Varina has been able to put up.
Jackson calls for the shotgun snap. Fox goes in motion. Throw play. He's got it. He steps up. He is slung down back at the 25. Kason Patterson, the defensive end, brought him down. Richardson was there as well to try to Robertson, was there to collapse the pocket, and the cleanup mess came off the tackle, the sack for Patterson, and it's a loss of about 12.
Yeah, Patterson coming off the end right there was able to penetrate after there was a push. The pocket collapsed, and there was nowhere for Jackson to go, and that was just a huge, huge loss right there in that first down play.
JF's got it now, 2nd and 20. They marketed the 27, not as bad as we made it sound, but still hardly ideal. Snap, pitch play to Gabe Barnett, 25-30, drops his shoulder and gets up to about the 34 before he's pushed out of bounds. And JF, it's a little bit more manageable 3rd and long coming up. They'll need to get to the 47 to keep the drive alive.
Well, then the formation they're going with the empty, having the extra blocker on that rocket sweep has been able to be a positive play. Now that's twice they've been able to get to the edge and be able to turn that into positive. But now 3rd and 13 right here.
6:16 to go here in the first half. JF ball trailing here at Varina 21-7. One receiver split wide to the left side and one in the slot. It's Coleman. Fox goes in motion. Snap. It's Jackson. Takes it. Swing past the Fox, and it's dropped on the far side. Little bit of a throw around Fox. Couldn't quite get his head around to pull it in, and it's incomplete. And JF's in that undesirable have to punt on 3rd and 13 from their own 34, but not wanting to punt, trailing 21-7 mid-second quarter.
Well, again, they're trying to simply just run a swing route out there. They had the rocket motion and then trying to throw out there in the flats, not able to bring that in for the reception right there was for JF number 15, Cam Fox, not able to catch that at all.
So Judson Lynn trying to punt this ball away. He's had one of them blocked already by Jaden Walker. Walker is snooping around, trying to rush to block it, and they do a good job getting a hand on him as it's a line drive punt. Fielded 35, bouncing out to the far side 40. 45 over on the far side and out of bounds, but a hold is going to negate the 12-yard return from Jeremiah White as a flag is thrown back at the 40 in the neighborhood of a Varina hold.
Well, again, we're getting some good punts right there. Again, all the penalties that we're seeing are been in favor of JF right here.
JF's gotten the break when it's come to penalties, and this time it's going to be a hold on Varina. It'll back them up to their own 30. JF, needless to say, Coach, they're down 21-7 to Varina, who is the state runner-up last year. They're back in the state semifinals for a second consecutive year, and they've had a lot of pedigree leading up to this one, playing Grimsley, who's one of the top 25 teams in the nation out of North Carolina, and losing that one by a touchdown, 21-14. Their only other loss was to Maury by 14-13 in a game where a lot of people think they outplayed Maury, and Maury, of course, playing in the 5A state semifinals today. And by the way, they beat Highland Springs 21-7. Highland Springs also playing in the other 5A semifinal. This is just 4A. Snap, Weiss takes it, swing pass, Carter, far side 30, slips through a tackle at the 35. Good pursuit defense from Jefferson Forest to bring Damari Carter down at the 42. Not desirable to give up 12, but considering how good Carter has been so far, you'll accept it.
Well, they went right back to the very first play of the game right there with the quad diamond up top right there, and just throwing the quick one to Damari Carter right there. And that time it was a 12-yard gain off that same play they scored on first game of the offense.
Clock runs under 5:40 to go here in the second quarter. Varina going to snap it 8 yards from midfield off the right hash mark. One receiver split to the left side, Trayvon Rogers. A bunch of 4 over to the right. The back one is Damari Carter, and they look for a pass to him. Nope, they're going to look for Rogers down the left side. Coleman is trying to mirror him, cannot. Rogers grabs it at the 20, stumbles down and falls at the 15 with a good job using the one-on-one coverage. And Rogers just got a little bit behind Coleman and high pointed the ball perfectly for a big play for Varina.
Well, I tell you what, the problem was Xander Coleman was back there and he was in position, but he misjumped. His timing was off on the jump right there. Otherwise, he would have been able to knock it down, but he jumped too early. And at that point, when he mistimed his jump, the ball came in for the catch by Rogers.
40-yard reception for Rogers. Snap this time. Weiss, pump fake, wants to go right now, takes off left. Stop, hit, and brought down by Charleston Harris at the 13. Good open field tackle by Harris, limiting to a gain of just 2.5.
Well, I tell you what, good job right there, staying home, being able to make that open field tackle right there. Charleston Harris on the quarterback, Welch right there. They were faking the quad diamond over there, and he wanted to just keep it himself and run to that backside.
Varina a chance to really seize control of this one with 4.5 to go in the second quarter, and they're huddling up. They'll break it. They've got 2 timeouts if they really care to use one, but they got 20 to go on the play clock before having to snap it. Carter split wide to the right. He's lined up against Gabe Barnett. 4 receivers set, 2 to each side. The back is Farley. Weiss takes the snap. It's a handoff to Farley into the JF defense. Spencer Sloan grabs a hold of him. Farley keeps chugging, and Sloan holds on for dear life at the 11 before he is pushed back as a couple of Cavalier defenders are able to converge. Jack Lee, Xander Coleman were there along with Gabe Barnett and Pearson Brooks. And you can see Spencer Sloan bending over trying to get his back re-loosened after the effort he had to exert there to stop Michael Farley.
Yeah, that was a power run right there. They had him stopped, and he was keeping his legs going, and they were not able to bring him down. They had to get 2 or 3 guys to wrap him up right there. But we got a 3rd and 7 or 8 right here. Defense really needs to make a play.
You're going to do a power run, do it to a 5'11", 210-pounder. This time Weiss takes the shotgun snap, roll out over to the right side. He throws it in the flat, incomplete at the 8-yard line. He wanted Jeremiah White, threw it into the sideline, and now it's a big 4th down and 7 coming up for this JF defense. When you're down 21-7, 3.5 to go in the first half, it goes without saying this is as crucial as it gets.
Yeah, no, they're definitely going for it here. Based on what we've been seeing on the extra points right here, I don't believe their field goal kicker's able to get it into the goal for a 3-point field goal, so they're going to call a timeout and go for it here.
They will. Varina burns their second timeout, trying to grow a 21-7 lead. 3.5 to go before halftime.
Life agent. Andy Matthews has been selling life insurance for 33 years. right here in Central
They got
Virginia.
to make a stop here,
Great
man.
sponsor of
They
JF
got to
Family
make a
Life.
stop.
If you
Many
can, you
Virginia
have a
families
hope.
have
If you
Erie
don't,
Family
it
Life. Part of their
starts to
insurance
look
portfolio.
really
For the
bleak.
Andy Matthews Agency, located on Waterlick Road, right here locally, and not just an 800 number in some unknown office. With over 33 years of experience, Andy Matthews is your go-to agent for life insurance.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
Fourth down and 7 coming up for Varina at the Jefferson Forest 12. Varina 21, JF 7. 3.5 to go in the second quarter. It goes without saying. JF's defense has got to come up with a stop or it starts to look really daunting climbing Mount Varina if they want to have a chance to come back and win this VHSL Class 4 semifinal. Weish operating out of the gun, 2 receivers to each side. Carter, the UVA signee, to the wide right. Play fake, roll out over to the right. Weish looking to take off, stops over on the far side. He's sent and brought down to the 12. Logan Hamilton brings him down with a huge stop for this JF defense.
Wow, what an amazing defensive play right there. I thought he was going to be able to scramble around out to the outside right there, but what a great job defensively. You had number 13 out there, Pearson Brooks, but also out there for JF making a huge play, helping out defensively was number 54 for the Cavaliers. What a great job right there by Logan Hamilton.
Big play for this Jefferson Forest defense as they come up with a stop when they really needed it. Now, how much time can they milk off this clock while trying to get 87 yards to the Impact Church end zone, down 21-7, and just 3:23 remaining before halftime. If JF can somehow do that, they would also get the ball to start the second half. They'll get that anyway, but they love to climb back in this one en route to that. Snap, pitch play to Coleman, tries to turn the corner, stops 10, breaks through 1 tackle, and gets up to about the 14 as he's wrestled out of bounds and lunges forward, gains 2.
I tell you what, again, they're just a block away from that being a big play right there for Xander Coleman, but they were able to have their corner come off the block at the last minute and be able to shut down his turn lane that he was getting ready to cut up field with, for that being basically a no-gainer.
It was Braylon Hood, the linebacker and captain, who made the tackle, but it was really the corner, Sayer Rex, who did a good enough job getting off the block to make that possible. Jackson looking over to the left side. Coleman in the slot. Lee split wide to the left. Fox going in motion, fake pitch to him. Instead, it's a handoff Johnson up to the 15. Ball popped out, and JF falls back on it at the 15. Logan Hamilton there, but it was poked out of there, and a good job poking it away from Josiah Sally, the defensive end. But Varina didn't seem to realize it was a fumble, and JF dodges one there. Fortunately, it's 3rd and 9.
Yeah, Luke Johnson on the run right there with the wing counter. He was able to come back, had a little bit of a lane, tried to cut it back and get some more, but the ball got stripped out right when he was getting contact by the defense.
They actually give JF a couple of yards there up to the 16 where they recovered that fumble. So it'll be 3rd and about 6.5. Lee split wide to the left, and the back is Fox. And the man in motion is Coleman, and jumping offside yet again is Kason Patterson. He's had a couple of those trying to time the snap perfectly, and JF gets a break. It's now going to be 3rd and about 2.
Wow, this is a huge break right here for them to have an opportunity to try to get these 2 yards right now. 3rd and 2 is so much better than 3rd and 7, especially when you're backed up in your own side of the field right here. This is going to be a big opportunity now. They got to get this conversion.
Got to get the conversion for JF. We're under 2 minutes to go. 1:54 to be exact here in the second quarter. JF trails Varina 21-7 just before halftime in this VHSL Class 4 state semifinal. Jackson, shotgun snap, takes it left side into the heart of the defense, gets up to about the 22. It depends on the spot whether he got the first down. From the naked eye, it looks like he's about a half-yard shy.
Yeah, wow, what a job filling the hole right there for Varina. Coming through, number 11 right there, Jaden Walker, their captain, inside linebacker. He was right there to plug that hole.
Jervell Barksdale came in on the stop. Also, Bull Richardson was there, and JF's going to have it 4th and about a half yard to try to get a first down. And I think, this is that undesirable spot. They're bringing on Judson Lynn to punt it away. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of, you don't want to go for it this tight, but you're going to try, and now a timeout. And seems like that might be the wise call for Jefferson Forest. Question here, Coach. If you're thinking you would punt it anyway, do you line up for a hard count? Because we've seen at least 3 times where Varina has jumped offside, and you might be able to get a free first down.
Yeah, they could definitely do that. I know this timeout right here, I don't know. I think Varina took the timeout.
It is Varina who took the timeout.
They're talking over. Don't jump off sides. Watch, they're going through all those things right here, and that may have helped JF with them burning that last timeout. Now, if they do punt the ball off here and Varina takes over, they're going to have limited time without their timeouts left.
JF is going to send on. We've yet to see. It looks like it is the punting unit. No, it looks like Peyton Jackson's on. They might be going for it. Wow. They are.
They got nothing to lose right here. They don't want to turn the ball over. They do not want to turn the ball back over to Varina right here. They want to get this first down and get out of here to halftime.
The other thing you might have wondered is Damari Carter, the UVA signee, has not returned punts a ton, but he was back to return that. Maybe you just figure, go for it and see if you can convert. Jackson snap, fake handoff, swing pass to Coleman, far side at the 20, breaks through a tackle, cannot get free for the first down. He's brought down for a loss of 1, and Varina will take over deep in JF territory. The $1:26 to go in the first half.
Wow. Gutsy play call right there. Xander Coleman did a great job coming out and catching that football. Problem was the blocking out there on the edge just did not get done. The corner was able to come off the block right there from Jack Lee and come up and make that big stick and put the ball down in front of the yards marker. Now, what a turnover play right there that turned out to be.
Now Varina, even though they have no timeouts, they are knocking on the door, and they have a chance to grow and make this a 3-touchdown advantage heading into the break. They're up 21-7, 1:26 to go before halftime.
Wow, defense really has to make a stand right here with this last minute 26. They cannot let Varina get in the end zone.
Weiss going to call for it out of the shotgun. Farley, the back. Instead, it's an end-around give to Damari Carter. Fakes, jukes out to the 20. Has 3 Cavaliers. Spencer Sloan, Xander Coleman, and Lucas Johnson were all there. Also in on the stop was Bryson Spano. Took all of them to bring down Damari Carter, who gained 5.
Well, Varina's in their hurry up right now. They're trying to get the play call in and get their formation set.
Weiss going to call for it out of the shotgun. Varina trying to tack on another score before the break. A little bit of a high snap. Pulled down, caught 5. Slipping out of a tackle is Chandre Williams. Does he get to the end zone? No, he's out at about the 1.
Again, the backside over here right now, they're just running a little 6-7 yard comeback right there. That throw is open all day long with the corners being so far off. That's just an easy throw and catch right there for Varina.
Varina's going to wait for it. They do not have to snap it with urgency because the clock is stopped at 53 seconds before halftime. There are a lot of these little things. Snap, handoff. Farley has it. Dives to the end zone. He's not going to get there. He's down at about the 1. And a reminder, the clock will go. There's about a 5-second difference between the game clock and the play clock. Varina is going in to their hurry-up offense. Weiss going to now tuck up under center like he's going to QB sneak it. Does not. He's brought down for a loss. Loss of about a half yard, and it'll be 3rd down and goal. Varina, they have no timeouts left, but they have plenty of time to huddle up or at least reset offensively and get a call in from the sideline.
Wow, this got to be a huge stop right here.
Weiss, this time it's a snap, takes it off the left side. He's hit. He's brought down again. Short of the Impact Church end zone, down to the half-yard line.
Wow, they're gonna rush
9,
it right here.
With 8, with 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. They get it off. Turn the left side, and does he get in?
Ah!
Yes! Just barely gets the snap off and into the Impact Church end zone for the Varina touchdown. All that chaos, and they held enough composure to add a score right before the break.
Wow, unbelievable. That snap got off with about less than 2 seconds left, and he was able to get the snap and then snuck over off the left side and just barely got the ball over the goal line as the clock went to 0 to put them on the scoreboard again for their 4th touchdown of the game.
Snap, it's down, the hold, the kick is up, and again, just barely through the uprights. And we're at the break. Varina gets a score at the final gun before halftime to make it 28-7 over Jefferson Forest. Cavaliers will get the ball to start the second half. We will come back. We'll recap the first half. We're going to try to connect with JF Athletic Director Jeremy Sink, get some scores in from what's going on with Ty Tracy back in the studio, and look ahead to the second half. All of that when we return on JF Cavaliers football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
You've heard how easy it is to get life insurance on the radio and internet. But what they don't say is you may not be getting the very best rate. If you've been needing to buy life insurance, why not buy it from your JF sponsor, Andy Matthews, located right here in Lynchburg? You'll get the truth about buying life insurance, and you will have an agent who can discuss options that are right for your family. Contact Andy Matthews, a licensed Erie family life agent. With over 33 years of experience, Andy Matthews is your go-to agent for life insurance.
Central VA Flooring is a proud supporter of local high school football. Why? Because the culture at Central VA Flooring is built on teamwork, dedication, and community support. Teamwork means the right console who truly listens to what you want and need for your home or business. Dedication is doing the job right and the community spirit of the entire Central VA Flooring team behind your project. Visit centralvaflooring.com and drop by Central VA Flooring on Timberlake Road to experience the power of teamwork, dedication, and community spirit.
Leaks on the offensive line, in the defensive secondary, or with special teams coverage create problems in football. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating knows leaks at your home or business create problems too, like building and belonging damage and lost productivity. That's why you should call Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313 when a leak is threatening your home or business. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313, proudly supporting JF athletes, coaches, and all activity participants.
As a privately owned nonprofit organization, the Forest Youth Athletic Association thrives off volunteers. Volunteering with the FYAA ensures children throughout the Forest community have a local place to participate in sports like wiffle ball, t-ball, baseball, softball, lacrosse, soccer, football, flag football, basketball, and cheer. FYAA depends on volunteers and needs your support, whether that's volunteering your time, money, resources, or a combination of your gifts. Visit forestyouth.org to learn more about how you can support FYAA.
Coach Kennedy here, and I'm here to introduce you to the fastest growing church in Forest, Virginia, Impact Church. If you want to find out how to be a winning team for eternity, Impact Church is a place for you. Here's more now from Pastor Brad.
Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Brad from Impact Church in Forest, and I want to extend a special invitation to you and your family to join us each Sunday at 10 a.m. at our new location in the Jefferson Forest High School auditorium. We are a church that stands on and preaches all of God's word unashamedly because we believe and know that God changes lives through his word. Impact has a heart for evangelism, a mission to make disciples who follow Christ, and we are active in our community. The Spirit of the Lord is moving. God is doing an amazing work through Impact Church, and we would love for you and your family and friends to come be a part of it as we make an impact for Christ. We look forward to meeting you this Sunday at 10 a.m. at Jefferson Forest High School.
Hi, I'm Randy Trost. Our staff at Trost Law wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Most importantly, please celebrate responsibly. At Trost Law, we have experience handling all types of personal injury cases. Sadly, that means we've seen the devastating drinking and driving. So on behalf of our team at Trost Law, please plan ahead. Select your designated driver this holiday season. And if you've been the victim of a drinking or drug violence,
Yeah, so far so good. We're here.
Trost
Thank
Law.
you, sir. Appreciate you. We are about to go live. We're going to have him first. Let's talk about JF Sports, then we'll recap and do all that stuff in a bit.
TrostLaw.com.
Back here at halftime, it's 28-7 Varina. They punched one in literally on the final play of the first half after JF went for it on fourth down, could not convert. Looked like JF's defense was going to come up with some ultimate goal line stands, but extra effort for Caleb Weiss, who has been a real good trigger man for the Blue Devils at quarterback, has gotten them a 28-7 lead over JF. Some of that's also Damari Carter. He has had two fantastic plays. The Virginia signee, including a back shoulder touchdown catch and a touchdown catch from 48 yards where he did most of the work on the opening play from scrimmage. And then Bull Richardson, the defensive lineman or the defensive tackle specifically, has blown up a couple of plays for Varina and really allowed the rest of that defense to hunt. That's kind of an overview of the first half. 28-7, Varina leads Jefferson Forest. We'll get to the keys for the second half comeback from Coach Kennedy in a little bit, but we are pleased to do something a little bit different, something we should have done a long time ago on JF Cavalier Football, presented by TrostLaw.com. Welcoming in the athletic director for Jefferson Forest, Jeremy Sink. Jeremy, first of all, you are one of our key team members today, bringing this glorious battery pack that allows us to charge up and set up here at Varina, where access to power is a bit of a challenge out here. So we thank you for that. Second of all, thank you for just being a great partner of ours throughout the season, helping us get these games on for all the listeners.
Ed and Rick, appreciate everything y'all do and enjoy listening to these games when I get a chance, probably more so after the fact, obviously. And, when there's a will, there's a way, and we'll find a way to get it done. And when we talked about the power issue, I said, well, I got something for that.
Hey, God's prayer was answered, because I'm like, what are we going to do here? And you called on Thursday, and now we're here with power and everything else. JF football gets a lot of the attention on the broadcast, rightfully so. We can give you a chance if you want to talk about them, but everyone knows about the fall sports season for JF because Coach Kennedy does a good job making them sound like they are as good as they've been. But JF's had a lot of other good sports this fall as well, from golf to cross country and more. How dynamic of a fall season has this been?
We kind of picked up right where we left off last spring. The spring was just amazing. I think we were in state playoffs all the way up probably 3.5 weeks after graduation. And then obviously throughout the summer, getting ready for the fall season, we've hit the ground running. Golf comes in with, and they make the state run there and end up finishing, I think, 3rd or 4th overall. Regional runner-up. Of course, cross country's boys team. We had a couple of individual girls compete in states. Comp cheer, with Coach Hagman, Coach Tavener now, 3rd overall in the state in comp cheer. That was huge. And we've got some great things obviously going here in the football team and the football program. What an awesome setting here. I did not expect this. I'd never been to Varina, so showing up here today, I was like, man, this is literally right in the middle of the country. And it's pretty awesome and great crowd. And, what an awesome turnout from Forest, right?
Oh, my goodness. They've made noise. All sorts of fan support here.
Absolutely.
That's got to be one of the cool parts of your job. Do they travel as well for all the other sports?
I would put our Friday night atmosphere against anyone at Sabre Stadium. It takes a lot to do it. I think the one thing that people don't understand sometimes is like the setting that it's in, the easy in, easy out like we have here, it doesn't exist at our place. So we have to be very creative in how we get people in and out of the stadium. And but it's an awesome atmosphere on Friday night. Of course, when we're looking out here and we see all the different faithful who have traveled here, we travel. I tell anytime I'm looking for people to play, I said, Forrest is going to come and we're going to show up and we're going to back in sessions and we're going to be a part of the atmosphere, wherever we go.
Well, good. Well, tell you what, we are super glad you're the athletic director, and let's keep it focused on football. So why don't you tell me what your thoughts are on Coach Cruz and his staff and what they have done for this football program over the 5 years that he's been here?
Well, I coming in, Jed made a great hire with JT and JT bringing in these guys. And a lot of these guys I've either coached against or coached with over the years. Even, I did 10 years of football myself and got to spend some time and get to know, Coach Burford and Coach Harlow at our different stops when I was at EC Glass at Liberty. An amazing staff of veteran guys and young energy. I tell you what you see these guys doing in season, out of season, like this is where it's all crafted. These guys get cranked up in January, and there's not a day at JF where someone's not in there, banging weights in the weight room, no matter what program. We're always our facilities are well used, put it that way.
Spencer Sloan, Slade Kazee, Dax Rowland, a lot of these guys play lacrosse or basketball or other sports. What has JT Cruz been like to work with in terms of helping your other programs excel, particularly in the spring and in the winter, while also making sure those guys have time for football and or if they're not doing it, play football?
For sure. And I love how we share our athletes here at JF. I see other coaches from other sports. I see Coach Preston, our boys lacrosse coach here today, who's been up and down the road with us in the playoffs. And when everyone's pulling the same direction, the train moves well.
Well, you look at what's gone on so far throughout this fall. You mentioned all the other sports. How much has everyone sees the success of football, but you talked about spring leading into fall and kind of carrying that momentum over from graduation. What does that do in terms of creating an overall winning atmosphere around athletics at JF?
Well, I think the number one thing I think you would ask any athletic director, if you can have a great football program, it is the engine that pulls the athletic train. And I say that a lot because when football's going well, it gets that momentum going for everyone. And last year we had a great football season. We moved into the winter, we moved into the spring, and we just kept gaining steam. And honestly, for some folks, the summertime is like, oh yeah, it's a downtime, but it's the time when these guys are crafting and getting their conditioning in and getting themselves ready for the grind that is here we are in December.
Not a downtime for you, apparently. You keep going after graduation. What do you have a vacation, or is it more like you leave the area and still work to help the coaches?
This job never sleeps, and there's been multiple times. You go on vacation. It's like, look, listen, I'm going to put the work phone down here, and it's like it keeps going off. I look at, we've got a busted sprinkler head, or we've got over Christmas break, my first year, we had a busted water line that turned Sabre Stadium into an ice rink during that cold snap. So honestly, I love what I do every day. I'm fortunate to be here. We have a great administrative team. We've got great kids. We've got a great community. I can't say enough great things about what we've got going on here at JF.
Yeah, no, definitely a great place to be, great community. All right, so I'm gonna end with this question right here. So as we head into the winter sports, give us an outlook on maybe boys basketball, girls basketball. I know we got the swim team and wrestling.
Sure.
What's things looking like for the winter?
Coach Loates with the swim team is coming off a state runner-up for the boys team. We've got a great group coming back, some new faces there. Coach Monroe and getting the guys basketball going. They're practice early this morning, so the guys can get on the road and come down here and watch. In girls basketball with Coach Thomas, they're 1-1. The boys are 2-0. Wrestling, Coach Wimmer has our wrestlers in a one-day tournament now. It was supposed to be 2 days down to Titan Tough Man and Hidden Valley today. So our wrestling team is on the road today. Our state theater is going for a championship tomorrow. And Spence and Nikki White have that thing moving great. And I tell you what, it was supposed to be today. I was like, how am I going to get to do both? Now I can do both. So tomorrow I'll be in Charlottesville getting ready for state theater.
Wow, you're your hands full.
Well, I tell you what, there's so many good things happen at JF, and we appreciate you taking some time to come talk to us during this broadcast.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me, and go Cavs.
It's our pleasure. Jeremy Sink, the athletic director for Jefferson Forest High School, making a moment for us today. When we return, we'll look back at the first half, Coach Kennedy's keys to the second half, and if we get a moment, we'll get a chance to get a score check from Ty Tracy in our studio. All that's still to come. Varina, 28, JF7, we're at halftime.
Leaks on the offensive line, in the defensive secondary, or with special teams coverage create problems in football. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating knows leaks at your home or business create problems too, like building and belonging damage and lost productivity. That's why you should call Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313 when a leak is threatening your home or business. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313, proudly supporting JF athletes, coaches, and all activity participants.
Hi, I'm Randy Trost with Trost Law. We've seen a lot since 1982. One new issue is an increasing number of uninsured drivers. Unfortunately, when these drivers are at fault for an accident, there's a higher likelihood that they'll flee from the scene, leaving you with a potential mess. So in shopping for your auto insurance policy, please keep in mind that strong, uninsured motorist coverage can protect you from this headache. And if you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident, call us at 777-HURT and visit trostlaw.com.
Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford is proud to be a sponsor of Jefferson Forest High School football. At Magic City, we take great pride in our community and the people who call it home. And when it comes to providing Bedford and the surrounding communities with outstanding sales and service, Magic City leads the way. Stop in at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford at 1750 Independence Boulevard, or shop us at MagicCityBedford.com. MagicCityBedford.com.
It's the perfect time to take your car to Meineke to make sure your engine starts perfectly this year. Whether you need tires, brakes, engine repairs, or simply an oil change, Meineke has you covered with certified technicians, free digital e-inspections with pictures and videos, and financing options. They're there to not only help you start your engine, but keep it running smoothly all year long. They're your one-stop shop for car care needs. Schedule an appointment today by visiting Meineke.com. Trust your key with Meineke, doing car care right.
Considering buying life insurance? Then ask Andy, your local Erie family life agent. Andy Matthews has been selling life insurance for 33 years, right here in Central Virginia, and has been a great sponsor of JF Athletics. Many Virginia families have Erie Family Life as part of their insurance portfolio. Look for the Andy Matthews Agency, located on Waterlick Road, right here locally, and not just an 800 number in some unknown office. With over 33 years of experience, Andy Matthews is your go-to agent for life insurance.
Got a crack problem? You know the symptoms. Poor reaction time. Can't see straight. Endless financial mess. Apple Auto Glass knows cracks in your windshield lead to serious problems for you and everyone on the roads. So bring your car to Apple Auto Glass as soon as you see the crack. Apple Auto Glass is still locally owned on Allegheny Avenue in Lynchburg, so you'll speak with Harold, not Mystery Man from an 800 number. They'll handle insurance claims too. Apple Auto Glass, your local shop ensuring fast solutions to your windshield crack problems.
In most things, it's hard to go from ordinary to extraordinary. It's easy with your home or business. Call the Concrete Wizard and transform your place into an extraordinary space. If you're tired of looking at unsightly concrete, then bring light to your old surfaces. Call the Concrete Wizard for free design consultations, free estimates, and fast professional concrete resurfacing. And visit theconcretewizard.com for ideas from other before and after photos.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
Back here at Varina High School, ticking away towards the second half as Jefferson Forest trails the Blue Devils 28-7. Coach, your observations on the first half, differentiators, and what the Cavaliers need to find a way to do to execute and get back in this in the second half.
Well, we definitely have had our first real check on Varina, and they are the real deal. I mean, they just are such a quality team, big up front, very athletic, and you know, for JF right now, they have played a hard-fought game, and the struggle they're having is offensively, just being able to move the football consistently. Varina's done a pretty good job taking away most of the run, and it's just been hard sledding. I mean, Coach Cruz is going to have to go to his coach's book right here and try to figure out a few things that they can do maybe to get some advantages on what Varina's defense is doing to them and try to get a little momentum back.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a big thing for JF. They've done some things well in sports. It has not been the most crisply played game offensively with opportunities, and it's just little things. Offensively, it's been a real slog. Defensively, they've had the right idea of keeping things in front of them, but give Varina credit. They're a patient team. They're really battle-tested, and that level of patience seems like it showed up. Never more imperative than the fact that they never lost their cool on that final snap where they got it off just in the nick of time and were able to get that last touchdown to make it a 3-touchdown score before the break.
Yeah, that was a huge thing, having that extra touchdown go in literally with no time on the clock. They barely were able to squeak that in, giving them an extra touchdown to put them up 3 touchdowns, or up by 3 touchdowns instead of 2. And again, JF missed opportunity. They had the 4th down right there with about a minute and a half left, and Coach Cruz opting to go for that. And Varina, with a great open field tackle, literally makes that stop to give them that opportunity and that last touchdown. So this second half, JF is going to have to play with all types of urgency right here, as these last 2 quarters of their season are at jeopardy.
Quick look at scores that have gone on around the area and beyond. LCA's rolling past Kettle Run at halftime, 28-9. It feels like the defeat of Heritage in overtime last week may have been the floodgate burster for the LCA Bulldogs. Meanwhile, look at what's going on in college basketball. 3 area teams in action. Virginia came back. They pulled away from Dayton 86-73. Doubleheader for the Hoos down in Charlotte. The other game you'll be able to hear as part of our VTR and Sports Lynchburg app, quadruple header, as the ACC Championship is the final game of our coverage there. But also going on in basketball, Coppin State, they're getting rolled at Liberty 72-25. Early first half college basketball action. Virginia Tech against George Mason. That will come up momentarily as Texas Tech is about to put away BYU in the Big 12 Championship 34-7 in that one. We'll have the Virginia Tech George Mason game. Then we'll have Georgia Alabama, followed by the ACC Championship on the VTR and Sports app. That is a look at scores that are going on around the area. Normally Ty Tracy would be our guy for that, but we had a chance to catch up with JF Athletic Director Jeremy Sink at the break, which is why we did it a little bit differently today. Varina's going to tee it up and get ready to boot this ball away from the 40-yard line. JF, it is obviously imperative that they get a touchdown, and they need to get defensive stops on top of this, trailing 28-7 as we start the third quarter here at Varina. It's a kick that bounces a couple of times before Barnett picks it up, 22, past the 30 to the 37, where he lunges up. He's brought down at about the 35 by Walker, and then he just holds on for dear life. And JF, solid field position. We'll see what they can cook up offensively.
Well, I tell you what, again, Varina defensively there, they have a 4-3, 2 safeties, 2 corners, and again, that strong safety, they like to move him based on the formation. He can actually come up and almost play a linebacker position. So, again, that's what Varina is lining up here as we start this third quarter, and it's imperative right now that the offense tries to find a way to move this front four of Varina to get this run game back going.
Jack Lee split wide to the right side. The slot backs are Barnett and Coleman. Barnett goes in motion from right to the backfield, and he takes it, bounces off left side at the 35. Nope, not going to get any traction right there. Bull Richardson kind of helped blow up that play. Also, Jaden Walker, who's had a fantastic game as the senior captain, was in there once again. We've called his name far too often today. He and Case and Patterson were there. It's a no gain play, loss of maybe a yard.
Yeah, again, trying to get up the middle right there. Gabe Barnett taking that handoff, going up the middle right there. But, again, the offensive line not getting any kind of movement on that front of the Blue Devils.
Jackson to work out of the shotgun. Fox is the back to his right. Barnett goes in motion again. This time it's a misdirection handoff. Coleman looking to throw. He does off the right side. Lee caught 50, 45, inside the 40. He's drugged down at the 37. Good play call by JF. Xander Coleman, who has been a threat to throw, not only being the backup quarterback, but also on some trick plays, does it again there, and JF's into Varina territory.
Well, I tell you what, Coach Cruz going to his playbook of trick plays on that one with Xander Coleman taking the rocket sweep handoff and running it like he was going to run a sweep, and then Jack Lee able to slip out and get behind the corner to make that catch for a huge play right here and move him down into Varina territory.
Lee goes out. Johnson's in the slot. Pearson Brooks out wide to the left. Jackson calls for the shotgun snap. Fox and Coleman are the slot backs, and it's going to be Coleman in motion. Fake pitch to him. Jackson keeps it 35, chugs his way down to the 33, stays on his feet, keeps fighting down to about the 32. Excellent extra effort for Peyton Jackson, and they're going to say the ball is down instead of Varina recovering it, despite Yohan Peyton trying to plead his case along with Josiah Sally.
Yeah, good first down run right there. That's exactly what they needed to do is on first down. They got to be able to pick up manageable yardage on that, and that's exactly what Peyton Jackson was able to give him on that quarterback run up the middle.
A minute into the third quarter, opening drive of the quarter, JF has got the ball trailing at Varina 28-7, but they'll snap it from the Blue Devil 32. Pitch play left side. Coleman stops, turn the corner, stutter steps 30, bounces out to the wide side. Excellent open field tackle. He's down to about the 26 as Yohan Payton, the cornerback, came off the block to make the stop.
Wow, what a tackle by Peyton out there on the edge. He was getting blocked. I thought it was going to be a big gainer right there for Xander Coleman, but once he got off that block, he was making a huge open field tackle on Xander.
2 minutes into this third quarter, it was a first down for JF to the Varina 26. Cavaliers needing to get points as quickly as they reasonably can, down 28-7. Jackson's going to call for it. Shotgun snap coming. 2 receivers to the wide right side. Brooks wide out wide. Slot receiver a little bit in is Johnson. Keeping it himself. Jackson spins out of a tackle 23. Keeps backing his way down to about the 21. They might even give him the 20 before he stood up there after forward progress. 5 to 6 yards on first down. You'll take it every time.
Well, I tell you what, that's a couple good runs right there by Peyton Jackson up the middle into the heart of the defense right there where they have had the Varina has stood very tough right there. They're running right at him, and that's a couple good runs.
Cavaliers will break the huddle. They'll snap it off the left hash mark at the 20. One of those markers for other sports at the 20-yard line, and JF's going to snap it. Jackson gets it, pitch play to Barnett, stops to turn the corner, the 20-yard line, breaks through a tackle to the 15, stays on his feet before being slung inside the 10 to the 9 by Caleb Weish. The safety Also quarterback, but in this spot, safety came up to make the stop. But the Cavaliers have another first down. This time it's goal to go from 9 yards out.
Well, I tell you, this is the type of urgency we were talking about right there earlier as this third quarter started right here. This offense has to be able to put some things together, and they are doing that now as they are right down inside the 10. They have to find a way to get in the end zone.
They take the coaching staff principle. Did the coaching staff take the Impact Church sermon from this past Sunday about urgency?
Yes, hopefully they did.
Well, Jackson's going to call for it out of the shotgun. First and goal, JF from the 9. They trail by 3 touchdowns at Varina. In motion, it's Barnett. Jackson, misdirection handoff to Fox. Breaks through a defender there. Gets down to about the 7. He was undercut by Sayer Rex, who came up to undercut him. Braylon Hood, the inside linebacker, fell on top. It's a gain of about 2.
Well, I tell you what, that was, again, the wing counter right there. And it's amazing that the corner and that backside linebacker are staying home to make sure that that does not turn into a big play right there, and that's exactly what number 2 for Varina did to keep that play limited.
Ball going to be snapped from the 7.5-yard line, just inside the yellow line for the soccer box here at Varina. Snap. This time it's a fake pass. Fake and a pass. Swing pass. Left side, Barnett tries to turn the corner to the 5, and he steps out of bounds at about the 4 on the swing pass to the far side. It'll be 3rd and goal for JF.
Wow, good job on the swing. They've run that play numerous times today, and they've have not had any huge breaks on that, but that was actually one of the times that they were able to make the completion to Gabe Barnett, and he was able to get to that corner. The ball is now inside the 5. They have 2 opportunities here to put this ball in the end zone.
7:45 to go here in the third quarter. JF ball going to snap it, trying to get back in this one, down 28-7, opening drive of the quarter here at Varina. 4-man front for the Blue Devils. Snap. Fake pitch, keeping it himself, and right into Bull Richardson goes Peyton Jackson. Richardson tried to strip the ball. Jackson just held on for dear life. They might give him a yard down to the 3.
Well, I tell you what, that time making his presence known like he has pretty much the whole game right there. Jason Bull Richardson was right there for that to stuff that play after only barely a 1-yarder.
There are 6'1", 300-pounders, and you kind of wonder what the 300-pound is. This guy, you know what it is. You can see this is just all raw muscle on Bull Richardson.
Yeah, that is a stout defensive tackle right there, lining up, trying to make plays inside the tackles.
So Jackson's going to call for the snap out of the shotgun on 4th and goal from the 3 off the left hash mark. Cavaliers need a touchdown here, down by 3 touchdowns. Jackson has it. Swing pass caught. Johnson's got it. No, Harris has it at the 3. He sidesteps the defender and into the Impact Church end zone for the JF touchdown.
Wow, coming right back to that play, which Varina, for the most part, has done a pretty good job of covering that, but they have let it go twice now, once for Gabe Barnett to get down inside the 10, and now for Charleston Harrison catching it for the touchdown. What a huge touchdown right there for the Cavaliers, getting them back in this game, and now that touchdown with no time left is really coming back to hurt them.
Jonas Howard on to attempt the extra point. Snap is good, so is the hold and the kick, and Howard bangs it down the middle, and it's 28-14. JF not going away. 7:40 to go in the third quarter of JF Cavalier football. We're back after this.
Magic City Chrysler.
That touchdown before halftime really hurting now.
Sponsor of Jefferson Forest High School football. At Magic City, we take great pride in our community and the people who call it home. And when it comes to providing Bedford and the surrounding communities with outstanding sales and service, Magic City leads the way. Stop in at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford at 1750 Independence Boulevard, or shop us at MagicCityBedford.com. MagicCityBedford.com.
It's the perfect time to take your car to Meineke to make sure your engine starts perfectly this year. Whether you need tires, brakes, engine repairs, or simply an oil change, Meineke has you covered with certified technicians, free digital e-inspections with pictures and videos, and financing options. They're there to not only help you start your engine, but keep it running smoothly all year long. They're your one-stop shop for car care needs. Schedule an appointment today by visiting Meineke.com. Trust your key with Meineke, doing car care right.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
28-14, JF has trimmed that deficit at Varina. 7:40 to go in the third quarter. It's a high kick, but it's going to take a couple of bounces and roll out of bounds at the 25. Not the desired kick for Austin Walker. That's been a bit of a mystery throughout the year for JF, trying to get the right kicking combinations here. And JF will have to, well, Varina will get the ball at the 35, up 28-14 in their first crack here in the third quarter.
Yeah, JF defense right now has to step up big right here. And actually, with that ball going out of bounds, they are placing that at the 40-yard line. Nope, 35. You're right.
I took a moment to let you say you're right. I don't get that very often.
I got you.
You're right does not come my way all too often. So when it does, you relish it. Weiss going to go back to work offensively. He's been masterful for Varina. Everyone knows about Damari Carter, the Virginia signee, and he's had a big game too. Weiss has led this offense, and he hands it off to Farley off the right side. Tries to get out of the tackle grass. He cannot. Spencer Sloan was there. Also, Ethan Mandel came in, and Seth Bell on the stop. And JF's defense with a nice stop on that first down run. It'll be 2nd and 11 for Varina.
Well, I tell you what, that was Slade Kazee right there that made that play. He was working his way back across and stuck that hole, and then he had to try to cut back into the rest of the defense, and they were there to bring him down. So great job right there by the defense, again, shutting down the run. We'll see if Varina starts to try to open this up with their passing.
Weiss is going to call for it out of the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. He's going to throw, drops back, looks down the right side. He's floating him for Damari Carter, and there's 2 flags that come out. Gabe Barnett could not get his head turned around as Damari Carter tried to break back for the ball. And I would say that was a tough grab, but considering we've seen some spectacular receptions from Damari Carter, if Barnett does not commit interference, that might have been a successful big play.
Well, the ball was underthrown, first of all, but again, Damari Carter was able to get behind the corner right there, and that's what made that play even happen from the get-go. But then the underthrow is where Gabe Barnett ended up coming into the pass interference with.
So Varina's going to get it at their own 49. If Barnett does not commit that penalty, there is a chance Damari Carter, the Virginia signee, who's already had a couple of spectacular catches, including one for a touchdown today, he would have perhaps come back and caught it at about the 27. So that would have been about a 24-yard differential. Weiss is going to call for it. End around, fake play to Carter. Weiss is going to unload again down the middle of the field. He is going to catch. No, incomplete. Chandre Williams had it in the breadbasket, but this time Gabe Barnett times it perfectly and breaks it up for 2nd and 10.
Well, I tell you what, that was a heck of a job by Gabe Barnett coming back in there after that, because that ball was actually caught and Gabe looked like he stripped it out of his hands. What a great play on that one.
6:43 to go, third quarter. Varina ball at their own 49. 2nd and 10 coming up. It's 28-14. They, Varina, lead visiting Jefferson Forest. VHSL Class 4 state semifinals. Weiss with a 4-receiver set, 2 to each side. Getting ready for the shotgun snap, and it's a swing pass over to the left side. White, slip tackle, 50, past the 40, and he's pushed out of bounds to the JF 39. It is enough for a Blue Devil first down.
I tell you what, they're just taking advantage of their speed right there in the open space right there. That was number 8, Jeremiah White, just catching a little slot, quick throw right there. Was able to beat the flat defender to the corner for a first down run and catch.
The bend but don't break principle has been tested for Jefferson Forest. They have bent again on this drive, but can they avoid breaking? Weiss, handoff, Farley, left side, 40, 35, 30, and stays on his feet, 25, 20, still accelerates inside the 10, finally drug out of bounds at about the 8. We'll see if they say he stepped out of bounds before getting there. The referees are conferring and saying he got down to the 11, and that time it was Jabri Pearson, the backup running back. Correction on that tote. But now Varina knocking on the door again after the big run.
Yeah, that was a big run right there. It was a little inside zone, but he ended up bouncing it to the outside and was able to get up the sideline right there for a huge run all the way down to about the 11-yard line.
29-yard run from Pearson. He'll get it again, running into the heart of the JF defense as Pearson Brooks the first to converge. Bryson Spano, Charleston Harris all pile on top of him, along with the Seth Bell for JF. Trying to find the number as it was turned not facing us and clogged up by a couple of Varina blockers.
Yeah, Pearson Brooks right there from his inside linebacker position, able to come up and make that tackle for a short gain right here. And again, the defense has to get stout right here and keep them out of the end zone.
Varina trying to build back on that 28-14 lead. 2nd and 8. Weiss has it, swing pass over to the far side, throws it in and out of the grass of Trayvon Rogers, who had a big play in the first half, but that time he couldn't secure it. It was a little overthrown and kind of behind Rogers. It'll bring up 3rd and 8.
Well, I tell you what, that was a good play scheme right there. They had to play action, and then they had a rollout with a throw over there in the flats, and luckily it was too high for Trayvon Rogers to pull that in, put him in 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8 right here.
28-14, Varina leads. 5:47 to go in the third quarter. Clock is stopped after the incompletion. JF's defense needs to step up. Varina can get a first down a yard away from the Impact Church end zone. Pearson, the backup running back, is to the left of Weiss. It's a play fake off a slant pattern. Once Carter has Carter, 8 yards deep in the middle of the Impact Church end zone on a slant for the touchdown.
Wow, again, they're just going to their big man up top right there. Jamari Carter just simply ran a inside post route right there, got inside the corner, and the quarterback put it right where it had to be, and there was no way that ball was going to be stopped based on the route and the throw right there. That's just another level pass play right there for the Varina Blue Devils.
On to attempt the extra point is Allen Green. Snap is a little low. They get it up. It's partially deflected. JF's had 3 of those, and all of them have gone through, including that one. 35-14, Varina leads JF. 5:42 to go in the third quarter on JF Cavalier Football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
VTRN Sports, powered by ESPN Radio. The games play here. Championship weekend has arrived.
That dude's amazing.
Which one?
On Friday night,
the receiver.
The cover starting at 7:30 p.m. Then Saturday, games. Starting at 11:30 a.m. with BYU taking on Texas Tech in the Big 12. February basketball, the SEC championship game between Alabama and Georgia.
And they cleared out the throwing lane by the motion. That moved the flat defender out of the throwing lane.
VTRN Sports, 93.3 FM, 1320 AM. The VTRN Sports app and at your smart speaker open. VTRN Sports. VTRN Sports, powered by ESPN Radio. The games play here. NFL action kicks off on Thursday at 7:30 as the Cowboys take on the Lions. Then Saturday, a triple header, starting at 12:30 as the Steelers take on the Ravens, the Bears take on the Packers, and the Texans take on the Chiefs. Then Monday night at 7 p.m., it's the Eagles traveling out to L.A. to take on the Chargers. Catch all the games on VTRN Sports, 93.3 FM, 1320 AM, the VTRN Sports app, and as your smart speaker open, VTRN Sports.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
The kickoff from Allen Green was perfectly executed. It slipped by Gabe Barnett, who had to backtrack and get it at the 7. He could merely accelerate to about the 13 on the near sideline before stepping out of bounds. And JF trailing 35-14 at Varina. 5:37 to go in the third quarter. Will start this drive deep in their own territory. And you're almost at the point, if you're Varina, where you're comfortable letting JF get yardage as long as it's not big plays, because it'll work the clock. Hand off to Fox. 15, breaks through a tackle up to the 20. He lunges up to about the 21. But if you're JF, you've got to take advantage of that, because if Varina is going to give that to you, you need to at least get to the Impact Church end zone and see if you can find a way to claw back in this.
Yeah, no, definitely right there. And again, that play right there was the wing counter, and that time Cam Fox able to find a good hole up the middle for a solid 8-yard gain on that, and that's what they need, those good first down runs that really open up things for second and third down.
Second down and 2 coming up for JF. Ball just past the 20-yard line off the right hash mark, mid-third quarter. Coleman going in motion. It's a fake handoff. Keeping it is Jackson. Follows blockers up to the 24. It's enough for a first down. He's ridden down from behind by Josiah Sally. Bull Richardson, who's lived at the line of scrimmage or wherever he's really wanted to, also in on the stop.
Yeah, Jackson keeping it himself right there. That's one of their favorite plays, is faking the rocket sweep motion, and then that little counter play where the quarterback keeps it himself and follows the blocker up the middle. That got on the first down as the ball's close to the 25-yard line.
Pearson Brooks is the wide receiver to the far side of the field for JF, on the far side, hash mark at about their own 24. Johnson in the slide, pitch play to Coleman off the far side, turns the corner 20, past the 25, but not by much. Slung out of bounds in front of the Varina bench at the 26-yard line by Ivan Thompson. Picked up 2 for second down and 8. 4:13 to go third quarter. JF trying to claw back in this one, trailing at Varina 35-14.
Yeah, it's been hard sledding getting to that outside right there. Again, the Varina defense, especially the corners and the safeties, are just really doing a good job coming off of blocks to try to stop that and slow that down and not letting Xander Coleman use his speed and athleticism to make big plays like he was doing last Friday night at Danville.
First time you've seen a team that's got a lot of speedy playmakers that are just well coached in position. And they've had an answer for the most part with Coleman out of the gun. Jackson tries to step up. Nope, he's not getting past Bull Richardson. He tried to stiff arm the 6'1", 300-pound Virginia signee at the 20. That did not go well. And he just brought down there. He was looking to throw and wisely just tucks that ball in, because if not, it could have been worse.
Well, we're having the opportunity to see a potential D1 defensive lineman signee of UVA, and one of the coaches was talking earlier saying that he's looking to probably be enrolled at UVA in January, so meaning he's going to finish up his high school career after this first semester.
Well, he has had a fantastic impact on the defensive side. Damari Carter, the Virginia signing on offense, has made his presence felt with 3 touchdown catches, 2 of them just spectacular. Snap this time, Jackson the play fake, tries to get out of the rush at the 15, slap, the ball pops out, picked up by Varina at the 20-yard line, and they'll have it at the 18. The ball was poked out from behind. Bull Robertson came in as the defender initially had him brought there. Ja'Shawn Robertson, the Bull, came in and poked the ball out. Varina recovers, and at this point, Coach, it just feels like Varina's got these next-level athletes that are doing next-level things.
Well, and they are. And again, Varina is that type of team, that type of history of deep games. 2021 state champions, lost in the state championship last year, 3 semifinals in a row. They are really a team that JF has not had that type of competition really in a long time.
For JF just to hang around, they need a defensive stand here after the fumble from Peyton Jackson caused by Bull Richardson. Ja'Shawn Bull Richardson, the Virginia commit. And he has made his presence felt on a number of plays. This time it's a handoff to White off the right side. Stops at the 15, breaks a tackle for Carter over to the far side and out of bounds at about the 10. And you can kind of wonder a couple of things offensively and defensively about the loss of Thax Rowland. But, as big as that has been for Jefferson Forest, I don't know how much that would impact when you've got these 2 Virginia signees who are obvious D1 talents that have started to take over. Snap this time, handoff off to the left side. White stops at the 10, spins down to about the 8, backs his way down to the 6, and he's stopped right there. And the thing about Varina in the forward progress there is it's going to be 1st and goal coming up from the 6 for Varina late third quarter, and they're trying to build on their 35-14 lead. The thing about Varina is they've got those 2 players, but they've got a number of other really good players that complement them.
Now, again, this is a quality team right here, and this is, when they reseeded the playoffs after the 4 regions, Varina was by far the number 1 position, and there's a reason for that. The amount of points they had, the caliber of teams they played, their record, puts them at the top.
Can JF's defense come up with a stop? They need it badly, down 35-14. Under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Snapping on the end around, it is Green looking to throw over to the far side, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Gabe Barnett. There was a lot of contact between Barnett and Damari Carter, and Barnett intercepted, maybe unwisely trying to make the athletic play, returns it, and out to only the 4. But when JF's defense needed a stop in desperation mode, Gabe Barnett comes up with it.
Well, I tell you, Varina going with their trick play right there. They were running the exact same thing. They're running a jet sweep with a pass, and Gabe Barnett did a great job staying with his receiver in the end zone, and the poor pass allows him to intercept that. He tried to bring it out of the end zone, got it up to the 4-yard line. That's where he starts at.
Braden Green is the backup quarterback for Varina. He has seen some time this year, but not in the meaningful action the way when JF has done that type of play with Xander Coleman that it's worked. He's not in the game. Coleman, snap, Jackson, pitch play to Barnett, tries to turn the corner, take it wide, and is able to do it just enough, getting back to the line of scrimmage. Really, that play was all blown up because Ja'Shawn Robertson, the Virginia commit, and we just keep calling his name, but for good reason, he got to the Impact Church end zone, and so the only thing Barnett really could do was just keep sprinting as wide as he could to get out of there and turn the corner, and all he did was get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and at that point now, you're asking the receivers to hold that block for so long that the defender's going to have time to come off that and make plays, and that's exactly what they did on the edge right there for no gain.
And it's Jay-Sean Bull Richardson, not Robertson, to correct that one. But whatever. The Bull has made his presence felt all game, and it's gotten bigger as the game has gone on. This time it's a handoff to Fox. Breaks through a tackle at the 5, slung forward past the 10 up to about the 11-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and about 3 for JF's offense as we're under a minute to go in the third quarter, and they're trailing here at Varina 35-14.
Yeah, again, JF right now just really struggling, having a hard time running this football against this front 4 of the Varina Blue Devils right there. But Cam Fox, again, good counter, wing counter play right there, at least makes this a manageable 3rd down. They have to try to find a way to get a 1st down here.
Snap this time, and getting ready to take it is JF. They snap it, and it's a handoff. Nope, it's a keeper, Jackson, and backs his way up toward the 1st down marker. He'll be about a half-yard shy, and we'll see what JF draws up as Bull Richardson made the stop on what's probably the final play of the third quarter that he, in particular, defensively, has just dominated for Varina. 35-14 is the score. We'll come back and get Coach Kennedy's thoughts to start the fourth quarter of JF Cavalier football after this.
Time. Can't see straight. Endless financial mess. Apple Auto Glass.
Number 21, the defensive end.
And everyone on the roads.
That dude came off the edge so fast, the tackle couldn't even have
Apple
time
Auto
to
Glass
block
is still
it.
locally owned on Allegheny Avenue in Lynchburg, so you'll speak with Harold, not Mystery Man from an 800 number. They'll handle insurance claims too. Apple Auto Glass, your local shop ensuring fast solutions to your windshield crack problem.
JF has played like a B-level game, which is not bad, but like you have to play like an A+ level game.
In most
right?
things, it's hard to go from ordinary to extraordinary.
Terrible.
It's easy with your home or business. Call the Concrete Wizard.
Well, I
and
mean,
transform your place
we
into
haven't
an
matched up with
extraordinary
them
space.
really
If
anywhere.
you're tired of looking at unsightly concrete, then bring light to
They've
your
done
old
some
surfaces.
stuff schematically
Call the
to get
Concrete
some
Wizard
points and
for
to limit
free
them,
design
but, like,
consultations, free
I mean,
estimates,
as good as we're
fast professional
playing,
concrete
they're
resurfacing.
just another
And visit
level above.
theconcretewizard.com.
They're another
for
level.
ideas from other before and after photos.
Really good.
Yeah.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
35-14, Jefferson Forest trails here at Varina as we start the fourth quarter. And if you're JF, why not go for it on 4th and 1 from the 18-yard line? Varina has controlled this game, particularly in the second half. Damari Carter, the Virginia signee at wide receiver, 3 touchdown receptions. Jay-Sean Bull Richardson, he has been in the backfield. He's forced a fumble. He's had a couple of sacks and a tackle for loss, and has had his imprints on this. Jackson, the snap, tries to get the first down, does not. Ball pops out, and it really doesn't matter who recovers it, although it looks like it's JF over on the far side. Bull Richardson just blew up that play in the backfield, and JF couldn't even get a run to the outside in time, and Varina now will take over on downs.
Well, I tell you what, Jackson was going to run that right there, and the ball hit him in the hands right there. It looked like I think he fumbled it after it had hit him in the hands. I don't know if he had trouble securing it or what, but yeah, Varina takes over right now at the 5-yard line, knocking on the door already as JF's just trying to have to gamble everything to try to keep this game in check to even have an opportunity.
I mean, you could have punted it there, but, you're going for it for JF just to have a chance. And it's just an uphill battle, given how good Varina is. Snap this time, it's a handoff. Running into the JF defense down to about the 3 is Jabri Pearson, and he's brought down there. Varina trying to put a stranglehold on this one. 35-14 here against Jefferson Forest with 11:34 to go, and the clock is ticking away. And for JF, you get the feeling their season might be as well.
Yeah, and again, defensively still trying to play as tough as they can right there. Good tackle right there on the inside, bringing down Jabari Pearson right there for literally no gain, maybe 1 yard at best.
Yeah, they gave him a yard. Give JF. They have continued to fight on both sides of the ball, as challenging as their matchup has been. This time it's a handoff. Pearson again takes it, breaks through a tackle, spins through another one, and he's into the Impact Church end zone for what might be an exclamation point Varina touchdown. With 11:05 to go in the fourth quarter, it's now 41-14 with the extra point on the way.
Yeah, Pearson taking it himself, really coming right back with the same play right there. That time, not able to get a tackle on him by the time he was able to break the end zone right there for their 6th touchdown of the day.
Varina on to attempt the extra point, calling for the snap. Snap is good, so is the hold. The kick is up, and it slips inside the left upright with 11:05 to go in the fourth quarter. Varina in control, 42-14 against Jefferson Forest in the VHSL Class 4 state semifinals.
It's easy to forget we've got a lot to be thankful for. A gorgeous place to live, friendly people, and the freedom to be our best. Apple Auto Glass wants to remind you of
Katie
how
barred the
wonderful
door.
we still are and how fortunate we are. And of course, when you need to fix a crack in your windshield, side window, or mirror, you can trust Apple Auto Glass. When you call Apple Auto Glass, you'll speak with Harold or one of his associates,
that
not
kid's
some
a game
mystery man
wrecker
from an
on
800
defense.
number. So take time, give thanks.
He's literally
And when
just
you
blowing
need
up the
glass,
lines.
call
These
Apple
guys
Auto
are gonna win
Glass,
this state
Allegheny
next week.
Avenue in Lynchburg.
Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford is proud to be a sponsor of Jefferson Forest High School football. At Magic City, we take great pride in our community and the people who call it home. And when it comes to providing Bedford and the surrounding communities with outstanding sales and service, Magic City leads the way. Stop in at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford at 1750 Independence Boulevard or shop us at MagicCityBedford.com. MagicCityBedford.com.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
Gabe Barnett tried to return that kickoff and slipped at the 27 before he could get any more traction there. And it's been one of those halves for Jefferson Forest. They trail at Varina 42-14 a minute into this fourth quarter. Coleman split wide to the right. Jack Lee wide to the left. Fox is in the backfield. It's a swing pass to Lee. Caught 29-yard line, lunges up to the 31. They'll give him the extra yardage off the effort. It's a gain of 4. Cavaliers having to work hard for that one as Aaron Capers, the backup defensive back, came in on the stop.
Yeah, Jack Lee with his first catch of the game right there. Again, just a quarterback throw out here, quick little comeback route. But again, with that pressure up front right now, it's going to have to be out of his hands quick.
Bull Richardson, when he's wanted to make an impact, he has. Haven't seen as much of him on this drive, although we do snap this time, and it's a handoff off to the right side. Fox bounces out to the 35-yard line. He's brought down, we'll call it at the 34. It'll bring up third and short, about 3 for JF, trailing 42-14 here at Varina. 10-10 to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Cam Fox right there taking that little inside handoff for a good little 4 or 5 yards at best right there. Put them at third and manageable right here. They have to find a way to get this first down.
JF needing a first down just to keep the drive alive, trying to get some kind of momentum heading toward the end of this one. They have got their work cut out for them. 4 touchdown deficit early fourth quarter against the favorites in the Class 4 playoffs. Snap, handoff, nope, keeper Jackson. He breaks through 1 tackle at the 35. That's enough for a first down. Keeps fighting past the 40 to the 41. And Varina, they have got a lot of their second-string defensive line in, trying to hold themselves up as if they win, we'll have a date with Loudoun County, who knocked off Lafayette 25-23. And boy, if you want a fun matchup in that 11 o'clock window, the early window next week at Williams Stadium at Liberty, Carter Scruggs, an offensive line commit for Loudoun County, who's going to Clemson and just signed there. He'll be blocking Bull Richardson, who's signing with Virginia. So that might be a fun battle next week if all the results hold. Snap, Jackson has it. Tries to roll out to his left now under duress. Fires across his body, and it's almost intercepted by Sair Rex. A flag came in at the last second. Rex tried to break in, and they might say there was a little contact as well.
Yeah, I think they're going to get the defensive cornerback right there grabbing onto Jack Lee. That should be a favorable.
And it is. It's a defensive holding penalty, so it'll be a 10-yard variety, and JF will have the ball at 1st and 10 at the Varina 49.
Well, I tell you, again, they got offenses, again, in this series right now, starting to put a few things together right here. They got to be playing with some urgency now in these last 9 minutes.
Must play with urgency, trailing 42-14 against Varina. It is at the miracle stage. It's not almost, it's there.
It is.
One receiver to each side for JF. Coleman to the left, Lee to the right. Jackson's going to work out of the shotgun. A 4-man Varina front. Have not had to bring a whole lot of pressure, although they have at times. Hand off to Fox into the heart of this Varina defense and pushed back. It's a no-gain play as a tackle made by Zyleek Brown, the defensive end, and he comes in with the stop. It's a loss of about a yard.
Yeah, again, And you look at the season competition for Varina. I mean, they play big name schools. You mentioned earlier that LCA had tried to get a game with Varina, and they wanted to play somebody in Division 5 or 6. They wanted to play the bigger, stiffer competition, and this is why come playoff time.
They have been well prepared. They have looked that way from the get-go. Pitch play to Coleman, turns the corner, 45. Stutter steps at the 43, spins through a tackle at the 41, and inside the 40 to the 39. It is enough for a JF first down as the referee signal to move the chains. Cavaliers trying to put something to work together. It may sound trivial, especially to the seniors, but JF, there are a lot of junior and sophomore pieces that are on this team. Finishing strong is the right message to send for when they come back after the Christmas break and start their offseason workouts, presuming JF does not come back with 8 minutes to go, trailing by 4 touchdowns.
Well, again, you're looking at state semifinals. You're looking at competition, a team like Varina that is constantly at that high level. This is the type of game you want to be in.
Snap to Jackson. He looks to his right, pump fakes, now fires once Jack Lee overthrows him, and it's incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up. But you mentioned Varina. I mean, look, they went down to Grimsley, who has got 5 Division I signees, including the number 3 player in the country, Faison Brandon, who did not play that game. But they've got 4 others that signed, and the freshman is already getting serious Division I look, and they lost that game by a touchdown. They barely lost to Maury, who's running back and linebacker, just signed with Pitt, and Maury is playing for the 5A state championship. Varina lost to them 14-13. The other state semifinalist in 5A is Highland Springs. Varina beat them 21-14. Free play for JF. It's a pitch play, and they'll blow it dead on the offside. But the big picture about this for JF is it stings for the seniors that this is probably going to be the way that it ends, but they can take solace in building this program to where they broke through that second-round barrier. They took advantage when they had a chance to win a region championship, and they have not been fully run out of Varina. It's clear Varina's been the better team today, but JF, they have at least fought and hung tough, and those are the type of lessons that can give JF something and really how to raise that standard to now being a serious state championship contender.
Well, again, all the underclassmen that are here at this game, those that are playing, those that are standing on the sideline, they now have a level that they see that they need to move to for next year. And again, that's a benefit for Coach Cruz to be able to come here and be able to have this type of competition.
Peyton Jackson will get ready for the shotgun snap. Whistles blow. Timeout called by JF. We'll take it with them. We'll see what they dial up. 42-14. JF trails at Varina. 7:19 to go in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 5 coming up when we return.
You're listening to Jefferson Forest Cavalier football on Virginia's talk station, WIQO Forest, 100.9 FM.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
Back here at James E. Dawkins Field here at Varina, and it's been Varina Blue Devil dominance here in the second half. And really in particular, the two standout players today have been Jayshon Bull Richardson, who has just blown up plays in the second half. A forced fumble. He actually created the second fumble in the first half when he pushed Peyton Jackson and blew up the pocket there. He's committed to Virginia. He just signed. He's had plays. Damari Carter has 3 touchdowns. He'll be going to Virginia as well next year. 2nd and 5. Jackson has it under duress, steps up in the pocket, evades the pressure, fires across the body, and Jack Lee grabs it at the 5, and he's into the Impact Church end zone as he skied for the ball and gets it in for the JF touchdown.
Wow, great job right there. Peyton Jackson able to scramble long enough to be able to get his throw off deep. Jack Lee able to sky up, be able to snag that, pull it down into the end zone for the 3rd touchdown of the day for the Cavaliers. And again, we got a player down right there on the field. So we got an injury timeout, looks like.
It is. It'll be an injury timeout for Seth Bell, the junior defensive tackle and left guard, who I know on that drive he did not have to block Jayshon Bull Richardson, but he has had his hands full today. I mean, that is Seth Bell is going to have probably nightmares of Bull Richardson, but as he's preparing for next year, that is going to be the imprint in his mind of off-season workouts. And knowing how JT Cruz's squad generally responds, it'll probably be the offseason motivator in particular for him this offseason.
Oh, yeah. No, again, seeing that type of competition is going to raise your bar for sure, especially being an underclassman, seeing that with a senior.
You see that, you realize what it takes to block something like that. And some of it may be, if Bull Richardson has a great career at Virginia, there may be some just tip your cap to how good he is. Howard on to attempt the extra point after the incredible Jack Lee touchdown reception, and he bangs it through off no real pressure. 42-21, JF trimming into the deficit here at Varina. 7:10 to go. We're back in 30 seconds on JF Cavalier football.
It's the perfect time to take your car to Meineke to make sure your engine starts perfectly this year. Whether you need tires, brakes, engine repairs, or simply an oil change, Meineke has you covered with certified technicians, free digital e-inspections with pictures and videos, and financing options. They're there to not only help you start your engine, but keep it running smoothly all year long. They're your one-stop shop for car care needs. Schedule an appointment today by visiting Meineke.com. Trust your team with Meineke, doing car care right.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
Give the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers a lot of credit. They have clearly been outmanned from a just raw athletic development standpoint from Varina, who they are probably the top team in 4A. They'll have a chance to prove it next week. But maybe the top team, even when you include the 5A teams that they could have beaten, Maury and Highland Springs, who are in the state semifinals on that level. This is literally one of the top teams in the state. And JF, they're probably going to lose. They're down 42-21 after the Jack Lee incredible touchdown catch. But JF, they have fought their way through this entire game, even when the outcome has appeared to be all but secure.
Yeah, no, for sure. They've shown you their toughness the whole way.
High kick, bouncing, fielded 15-yard line. Stutter step, Sayer Rex up past the 20 to the 23, and he's brought down there. There wasn't much blocking for him because Varina was wisely guarding against an onside kick attempt, and JF electing to just kick it deep anyway and see what happens.
Yeah, what a game for the Cavaliers. Just to be here has been just amazing run for the whole season.
Oh.
The attributes to Coach Cruz, all the hard work. They have played their butts off against a team that is much, much better. Like we said, they're a top 2 or 3 team in the whole state.
You're looking at like this is the type of team that could play with a 6A program in the state. Some nuggets as well, and a snap and a handoff, sledgehammering his way into the heart of the defense for a gain of maybe 2 yards, if that, for Varina. And at this point, Varina is really playing against the clock to try to get into triple zeros and get ready for Loudoun County. But this is a Varina team that actually, according to what they had said, the LCA coaching staff had reached out about scheduling them, and Varina's like, no. We're trying to play even bigger athletic schools, so they opted for Grimsley out of North Carolina, the school that's got the number 3 player in the country, Faison Brandon, and 5 Division I players. That's how much Varina has wanted to be battle-tested, and yet JF, they have hung in there as much as you could expect today. Shotgun snap coming, and it's a handoff again, cutting over to the right side. Pearson, 30, slips out of a tackle at the 33, up to the 34. He's banged and brought down there. It's enough, though, for a Varina first down, and for them, again, it's about milking the remaining 6:11 off the James E. Dawkins field clock.
Yeah, they just trying to pound it right now, and that play just bounced outside and made that lane for him to be able to run that off tackle for that first down. Again, it just makes more time come off the clock right here as they're counting down. Looking forward to next Saturday going to Liberty University to play in the championship that they lost in last year.
Yeah, that's another powerful motivator as they've been here and lost, and that drove Varina. JF's now going to get a chance to have that be their offseason feeling. With 9, with 8, with 7 on the play clock for Varina. They're bleeding it down. It's a snap and a handoff. Pearson breaks through a tackle at the 40 into the teeth of the JF secondary, including Luke Johnson, who brings him down. Also Harrison Carter with the tackle. It's a gain of about 8 for 2nd and 2. You look at this JF team, though. In particular, the senior captains with Luke Johnson, whose name we just called, Spencer Sloan, who's just signed or just committed and signed to play football at Johns Hopkins, Pearson Brooks, Thax Rowland, who suffered that gruesome leg injury, but still played such a big role in getting them the victory against John Hanley a couple of weeks ago. And then obviously Slade Kazee going to Army. I mean, this senior class for JF, particularly the captains, have left such an imprint to where the remainder of the Cavaliers game is still a level of fight, even though they're down 42-21 late fourth quarter. Snap, and this time it's a handoff to Farley, and the Bruiser gets up to about the 46. That's what he needed to get for the first down. Actually, he got an extra yard, needed the 45, and now Varina will get close to midfield, trying to salt away a victory against JF.
Yeah, again, well, with the scoreboard sitting at 42-21 with 4 minutes, 30 seconds and counting, JF's going to start thinking about this season and how great a season has been to get to this point that we haven't been in decades. Just amazing.
It really has been, Coach. This is as far as JF has been since the new millennium, making it to the state semifinals. And I know that's not the goal for JT Cruz, but you got to start somewhere. This time it's a snap and a handoff. Breaking through a tackle is Farley past the 50, and he keeps fighting his way down to the JF 47 as Michael Farley again on that carry. I mean, he used every bit of the 5'11", 210-pound frame and gets down deep. Well, gets down into JF territory past midfield, and we're under 4 minutes to go. And it's clear, you can tell from Varina, too, it doesn't look like they're even trying to score right now. They're playing against the clock, but you kind of wondered. Give Varina's coaching staff a lot of credit because at no point have they ever looked like they're the type of school that is trying to run up the score or showboat. They have gone about this with a deliberate, almost business-like approach of, we want to be in the lead, we want to be in control, we want to be a comfortable margin, and then once we're there, we want to move on to the next opponent. That is just, there's an impressive level of that type of focus. Farley gets the carry, breaks through a tackle at the 45, hanging on for dear life at the 42 as Luke Johnson. Harrison Carter comes up to also make the stop, but it's enough for a Blue Devil first down. You get the feeling if they get about one more of these, they can then kneel on it and get out of here with a victory and a berth against Loudoun County in the state championship next week at Liberty University.
Yeah, with these last handful of minutes counting down right here, what a great season put together, a big run, regional champions. Coach Cruz, all the hard work he's done in his full 5 years, 5 seasons he's been here, has got him to this point.
White's just a quarterback, and like we've seen when JF's had a big lead with Jackson, he's merely the chief handoff guy. This time it's a handoff to Pearson, the backup running back, 40, past the 35-30. Pearson breaks through a tackle, and he's slung out of bounds in the 10, and that's where it'll go, maybe the 11, depending on where they spot him. And with 2:26 to go, Varina is knocking on the door of blowing this thing back to a 4-touchdown margin. And a lot of it depends on whether they snap the game clock. They will not, so Varina would have to get a touchdown unless they elect to just kneel it out here. It's 1st and goal from the 10.
Yeah, Varina just handed the football off. That time it was really just kind of an outside zone, looking to bounce it, and he found the seam outside, was able to turn that into a big gainer.
Pearson, who got the carry the last time, gets it again off the left side, breaks through, drags defenders, and he stands up, walking into the Impact Church end zone for a Varina touchdown and an exclamation point on what's going to be a berth in the state championship game for the Varina Blue Devils, as the lead is now 48-21, extra point pending, 2:21 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Oh, I tell you, if you want to put some money on the state championship next week, this team is the team to do it. Varina's the real deal. They showed it today. Again, a strong, stout JF team gave them everything we could. And this Varina team, just size, speed, power, they have it all.
Extra point is up. That one's got a lot more clearance than the prior 6 for Varina. They are in the Impact Church end zone for the 7th time today. 49-21, Varina leading against JF. Late fourth quarter of JF Cavalier football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
In most things, it's hard to go from ordinary to extraordinary. It's easy with your home or business. Call the Concrete Wizard and transform your place into an extraordinary space. If you're tired of looking at unsightly concrete, then bring light to your old surfaces. Call the Concrete Wizard for free design consultations, free estimates, and fast professional concrete resurfacing. And visit theconcretewizard.com for ideas from other before and after photos.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
We're kind of getting ready to kick it back off to Jefferson Forest. We'll see what the final 2:21 of this one yields for the Cavaliers, who are gonna have their miraculous and impressive season come to a close with what will be an 11-3 record. Kick return to Gabe Barnett, breaks a tackle, 35-40, accelerates past the 50 and into Varina territory, brought down at the 47. Good return by Gabe Barnett. He's one of the many JF Cavaliers who will be returning next year. They have a slew of them that are going to be coming back for this JF Cavalier team.
Well, what a great return by Gabe Barnett, but it's going to come back. They got somebody on JF with a hold right here, so that's going to push that probably back inside the 30.
And it'll back them up. The flag is thrown at the 31, so it'll hold, means it's probably going to go back to the 21-yard line, and that's where JF will get ready to snap what may be their final offensive drive of the season here. And you mentioned it, Coach. I mean, so much credit goes to JF. They had the loss to Heritage where they outgained them and by over 200 yards in the regular season finale against Heritage. And the Pioneers had 5 plays in the second half, including overtime, the third quarter, the fourth quarter, and overtime. But yet Heritage gets the win. You wondered how JF would have responded. It kind of had a tension-filled vibe in the first playoff game, but they burst through. They went on the road at John Hanley. They had to go back on the road for a big trip as Johnson has it, and Jackson has it, and throw pass over to the far side. Lee catches it out of bounds at the 28, gains 7, 2nd and 3 coming up. But JF went to John Hanley and got a victory, even with Dax rolling going down early in that game. They fought through the entire way to break that hurdle, and they could have just celebrated and said, hey, we've already accomplished it, we're good to go. But no, they went on the road last Friday night and emphatically beat GW Danville to earn a date with Varina, and they lose today, but this is a test where now they can really reset the barometer of what it takes for their program to be where they want it to be. Jackson looks to throw, steps up, he'll step up into the pocket, he'll get past the 30, up to the 33, and he's brought down there. It's going to be enough for a JF first down.
Yeah, no, they have met all expectations other than being in the game next week that they really wanted to be in. They have done everything they've needed to do to move up and get better and better. And again, am I looking forward to next season? Absolutely. I mean, they got some key players coming back.
You know, and the other thing for JF, and my initial, oh my goodness, JT Cruz and JF have something brewing was when they opened against Gretna in his second year, and you're like, oh my goodness, they look a lot bigger, and they did. And that was the year they lost to Louisa in the first round of the playoffs. Freshman year for Savion Hyder, number 17 player in the country, which they actually lost in the second round of the playoffs a couple of weeks ago, but he just signed with Michigan, and they had Daisier Carter, who just signed with Rutgers on that Louisa team, both stud freshmen. And JF came back the next year and built on it and lost to EC Glass, lost the regular season finale to LCA, kind of a tension-filled victory against GW Danville, but ultimately they managed to get through and then lost to EC Glass. After that,
Kettle Run just scored 29-28, 2 minutes left.
And after that, you look at the other realities of this matchup here, and you see Jefferson Forest, they've kept raising the barometer, and you need a game like this. Seniors, it stings, but for the program, the seniors, this is why they're called building block pieces. Injury timeout to Varina was what the delay was. Jackson has it, float pass over to the right side, and it slipped out of the arms in the forward motion from Peyton Jackson. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. But, Coach, you kind of feel like this season, if you're going to build a program, it's not been this meteoric, fluky rise. It's just been a steady progression upward, which creates a lot of excitement for next year.
Well, it's just like what we talked about. You know, they have been in that weight room clanging weights pretty much 12 months a year. I mean, it doesn't stop. And that's the kind of commitment you absolutely have to have by everybody to start building strength, power, and size.
Some kind of an injury to Peyton Jackson on his throwing hand with 1:53 to go in the fourth quarter. A reminder, we're under 2 minutes. Life does not give you a 2-minute warning, which is why an Erie Family Life agent like Andy Matthews could be the person you need to see. You'll never know unless you stop by and see him on Waterlick Road. Coach Kennedy has used him for multiple years, and there is a good reason why you might want to see him as well. Your Erie Family Life agent, Andy Matthews, with life insurance policies, because life does not give you a 2-minute warning.
Yeah, and they, with the injury to Peyton Jackson now, they have switched up quarterbacks.
Xander Coleman is in at quarterback, and you kind of get the impression now it's going to be a timeout called by JF to just see what the Varina defense has drawn up. And this is it's an interesting scenario because you kind of get the impression that if Varina intercepts the ball, unless they get to the Impact Church end zone, up by 4 touchdowns, they're probably in kneel-down territory. So it's really just, can JF get to the Impact Church end zone themselves? And if not, it's a turnover on downs, and we'll get out of here fairly soon.
Yeah, and again, everybody just kind of lamenting on not having the opportunity to be able to win this game against Varina, but yet there's so much to celebrate for the Cavaliers with their season overall. Just what an amazing, great season put together. And even though Varina is going to take the victory here and move on to the state championship, just what a great season, what fun it's been for all of these guys.
Oh, my goodness, what a ride it has been as Coleman takes it off the injury to Jackson. Swing pass called Harris left side, breaks through a tackle at the 35. We'll see where they say he stepped out of bounds. Did he get there? They got him to the 33, back to the line of scrimmage for what's going to be 3rd down and 10 with $1:43 to go. We'd be remiss, by the way, if we didn't thank all of our sponsors. We mentioned Andy Matthews, Apple Auto Glass, Central VA Flooring, Clyde Smith Plumbing, Crossroads Family Dentistry, Forest Youth Athletic Association will have some offensive and defensive players of the game for them, as well as Crossroads Family Dentistry. May You Smile, players of the game. Of course, Impact Church, as well as Magic City, Chrysler Dodge, Jeep Ram Bedford, Meineke Car Care, the Concrete Wizard, and Trost Law. They have all been teaming up to make it possible for us to bring you JF Cavalier football. Coleman gets ready for the 3rd and 10 snap. Flags come in, and the aggressiveness of Varina once again catching up to them as they have mostly second-string defensive linemen in this time.
Yeah, and again, Varina, really what an amazingly talented team of size and speed. They are definitely the building block of what JF wants to get at right here. And again, they have such a big sideline too. I mean, you look over there, they have probably 15 or 20 more players than what JF does.
They have a huge team and roster. This time it's a snap and another offside called on Varina, and that's just going to gift wrap a 1st down for Jefferson Forest. We've actually seen that sequence the second time that's happened, where back-to-back offsides on Varina have gotten JF now to a fresh set of 1st downs.
Yeah, that's been definitely a problem that the coaches can work on. A little bit of undisciplined play right there by your players, and sometimes coaches let those things slide just because of the talent and the level that and what they bring you overall. They let some of those smaller things slide. You can't do that going up to that next level.
Yeah, and that will be challenged against Loudoun County next week. Snap, Coleman takes the snap. He'll run over to his right. Backup quarterback throws for JF. Luke Johnson catches it, 50-yard line. He spun and backs his way down to the Varina 47, just shy of a 1st down. Gain of 9.
Well, we're looking at the final minute and a half right here, counting down. JF still just working to go out as hard as they can right here. They're just trying to go out as hard as they can.
Coleman has it, rolls over to his left, stops, wants to throw across the body instead, keeps it himself, and he'll just trot out of bounds. Loses a couple of yards, but he does preserve time as he gets out of bounds at the 49. It's a loss of 2 with 73 seconds left in the JF football season.
Well, I tell you, one thing you have not had to question at all season long is just the determination and heart that has been for the Cavaliers football team. They have just been one hard-nosed, determined football team that has come out and given it all every play, every game, the whole season long.
Coach, this second half, and in particular the late 3rd and 4th quarters, have been an example of that today, because the outcome has not been in doubt, but yet the fight has still been there for JF. Pitch play to Barnett, turns the corner, 45-40, stays out of bounds, past the 35. He steps out at the Blue Devil 32. It's enough for a JF 1st down, and they are fighting to try to get into the Impact Church end zone one more time here with $1:05 left in their season.
Well, I tell you what, I think that would be amazing if they could do that. I mean, they have fought hard. They have given everything they had, and Xander Coleman right now, quarterback right here. Just let him open up. Let him do what he can do. Throw the ball around. Let him run. Just try to get one more touchdown here to finish off this game.
Jackson out of the game with an injury. It might be one of those where he could come in and just trying to preserve him as he's standing on the sideline like he wants to check back in. The coaching staff seems to be going, nah, it's not worth it. Down 4 touchdowns. Coleman at quarterback takes it himself. Play fake, pump fakes. He floats it down the right sideline, and it's overthrown. There's a lot of contact. Jack Lee had no chance to get down, and it looks like they're going to get a holding penalty on Varina on the backup defensive back on the far side of the field, as it looked like Jacob Corbin, the backup rover, got called for holding Jack Lee.
Well, Jack Lee was definitely getting held up right there by the corner. Xander Coleman went ahead and just threw it out, laid it out there for him to try to get down, but again, the official really didn't have a choice right there. He was basically, the corner was grabbing Jack Lee and not letting him go by him.
It'll either go to the 22 or to the 15, depending on where it's, or the 17, and they're going to call pass interference, meaning that football will go to the 17 and into the shallow red zone. Go the Cavaliers with 59 seconds left in their season, trailing at Varina 49-21. Cavaliers trying to keep the fight alive. That's been kind of a staple for their program, and really that's the type of attitude you can continue to use as a standard bearer in the offseason. Coleman, backup quarterback in the game for the injured Jackson, got injured earlier on this drive. Snap, Coleman fakes it. Now it's to just fall forward, and he dives. JF will not call a timeout. They only have one left anyway, and we'll see what they draw up on 2nd down and 10.
Well, they are lining up immediately to try to get a few more plays here. I think they're going to try to throw it to the end zone right here to Jack Lee.
This time they will. Coleman has it. He looks to the left. Instead, he overthrows Gabe Barnett, who couldn't quite get his hands up on the turnaround at the 14, and it sails through those hands. It'll bring up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, there wasn't much right there. They were covering Jack Lee deep right there. I know he wanted to try to throw in the end zone first, but when he was covered, he just tried to throw it underneath. But that time it was just thrown against his body right there. He never had real good mechanics, overthrew the receiver.
49-21. Jefferson Forest trails Varina. 3rd and 10 for JF at the Varina 17. 34 seconds to go before the game wraps up. And Varina punches their ticket to the state championship against Loudoun County next Saturday at 11 a.m. at Liberty. Pitch play to Barnett, left side. Stopping, stutter steps to the 15, stays on his feet to the 10, and he's brought down at the 9. The ball will not quite be marked enough for a 1st down. And is there an injury timeout, or does JF spin their final one? It's stopped with 23 ticks remaining here on 4th and 3 coming up for JF.
Well, Coach Cruz is going to do everything he can to get one last shot here, calling his final timeout. They got 4th and 3, 23 seconds right here. I would say he's probably going to give one shot here to the end zone.
Yeah, and the thing, Coach, to also keep in mind, if you get a 1st down, the ball will stop. The clock will stop to move the chains, which is enough to be able to go up and clock it and have a couple more plays. JF is burning their timeouts, but they have the ball and are trying to score. It's not like they're burning the timeouts when Varina is just trying to run the clock out. That's kind of the difference between timeout usage in a 49-21 margin late 4th quarter.
Well, and again, everything that this game has given JF is more experience that they can carry into next year.
Coleman calls for it on 4th down and 3. He gets ready to take the snap, and he has it, and a rollout over to the right side. He wants to step up. He cannot. He's brought down back at the 20-yard line. Pocket collapse, brought down in an excellent sack by Zyleek Brown. He came in and brought him down along with Ramel Robinson, and that's going to wrap up JF's season with 7 seconds left. And they're going to run the final 5 seconds off the clock. They don't stop it. JF does not object, nor do the Varina Blue Devils. And while you're technically not supposed to have a running clock when it's a 28-point game, nobody seems to be all that upset about that in this one, Coach. JF, they literally fought to the bitter end, the bitter cold end for us here at Varina, but they come up short 49-21.
They did, but again, we mentioned it really throughout the broadcast. What an amazing season for this 2025 JF football team, winning the region, which hasn't been done since who knows when, the actual last time they won the region. State semifinals. I mean, I'm going back to probably Coach Landis and Coach Trent in 98 season. with Jatan Evans, they lost down at Gate City in the state semifinals. We're talking almost 27 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long time since JF has even been back in this spot, almost 3 decades, and that's how this season wraps up. There is no shame in this type of loss. We'll discuss that. We'll discuss the game itself and what awaits Jefferson Forest in Varina when we return. We're done with the game, the season in the game, though. Varina knocks off Jefferson Forest and ends what's been an historic storybook season for the Cavaliers, who fall 49-21 at Varina. We're back after this.
Coach Kennedy here, and I'm here to introduce you to the fastest growing church in Forest, Virginia, Impact Church. If you want to find out how to be on the winning team for eternity, Impact Church is a place for you. Here is more now from Pastor Brad.
Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Brad from Impact Church in Forest, and I want to extend a special invitation to you and your family to join us each Sunday at 10 a.m. at our new location in the Jefferson Forest High School auditorium. We are a church that stands on and preaches all of God's word unashamedly because we believe and know that God changes lives through his word. Impact has a heart for evangelism, a mission to make disciples who follow Christ, and we are active in our community. The Spirit of the Lord is moving. God is doing an amazing work through Impact Church, and we would love for you and your family and friends to come be a part of it as we make an impact for Christ. We look forward to meeting you this Sunday at 10 a.m. at Jefferson Forest High School.
Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford is proud to be a sponsor of Jefferson Forest High School football. At Magic City, we take great pride in our community and the people who call it home. And when it comes to providing Bedford and the surrounding communities with outstanding sales and service, Magic City leads the way. Stop in at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford at 1750 Independence Boulevard or shop us at MagicCityBedford.com. MagicCityBedford.com.
Have yourself a merry little savings. Let your wallet be light. From now on, our deals will be out of sight.
Yes, you heard that. Going on right now at Insane Radio Deals. Out of sight savings. Promo code Christmas at checkout to get 24% off all items on the site at InsaneRadioDeals.com. Now through December 24th.
It's the perfect time to take your car to Meineke to make sure your engine starts perfectly this year. Whether you need tires...
Was 2015 the semifinals against Salem?
As you
Was
covered.
it the second round? What round was that?
See, that's what I'm not sure of because we played Salem. I don't know if that was regional
running smoothly all
finals
year long.
or if that
You're your
was the
one-stop shop for
semifinals.
car care
I
needs.
can't remember.
Schedule an appointment today by visiting
It may
Meineke.com.
have been it.
Trust your key with Meineke. Doing car care.
I don't want to
right.
give Coach Christmas any credit.
It's easy to forget we've got a lot to be thankful for. A gorgeous place to live, friendly people, and the freedom to be our best. Apple Auto Glass wants to remind you of how wonderful things still are and how fortunate we are. And of course, when you need to fix a crack in your windshield, side window, or mirror, you can trust Apple Auto Glass. When you call Apple Auto Glass, you'll speak with Harold, one of his associates, not some mystery man from an 800 number. So take time, give thanks, and when you need to fix your glass, call Apple Auto Glass, Allegheny Avenue in Lynchburg. In most things, it's hard to go from ordinary to extraordinary. It's easy with your home or business. Call the Concrete Wizard and transform your place into an extraordinary space. If you're tired of looking at unsightly concrete, then bring light to your old surfaces. Call the Concrete Wizard for free design consultations, free estimates, and fast professional concrete resurfacing. And visit theconcretewizard.com for ideas from other before and after.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
49-21, Varina knocks off Jefferson Forest. JT Cruz and the Cavaliers are having a moment with their team down in the Impact Church end zone. Varina, they are celebrating, punching their ticket to the VHSL Class 4 state championship against Loudoun County next Saturday morning at Liberty University. Coach, first of all, your perception of this game, which started literally on the first play from a scrimmage with Damari Carter's 47-yard touchdown reception. He had 3 of those today. That first one was not the most dynamic. His second probably was on a beautifully executed Caleb Weiss to Damari Carter back shoulder fade where Carter just turned around and Barnett was right there in coverage, and just a UVA signee made a UVA signee type play, and he pulled that in. And then Varina, they were really off and running after that.
Well, yeah, and really everybody saw on paper how good Varina was. Their season, their big games, they played against big name opponents, and JF may not have had any of that, but they came in earning every bit of what they got. And Varina is definitely at another level when you have that type of Division I skill people and Division I linemen. This is a Richmond team loaded, who has been at the top of their game for many years and probably are going to go ahead and take the championship next Saturday. That would be my forecast on that. JF had something big steps to make here, and I think they did, realizing what they were playing against with the Varina Blue Devils.
Yeah, I mean, look, for JF, you go in wanting to win the football game, and that's your goal. But when you come out of it, it's a measuring stick scenario for the Cavaliers as well, because you realize pretty early just how good Varina was. They fought, they hung in there, and they made Varina at least earn everything they got this year. And, I mean, look, JF's offensive line, while it struggled today, it struggled because Bull Richardson is 6'1", 300 pounds. And there's some guys that are 300 pounds in high school, and you're like, a lot of it's right here because they've eaten a lot. That guy, it's all up top and all in the legs because he eats a lot of weights in the weight room, and it showed. And he was a wrecker on the defensive side of the ball. We mentioned his current teammate and future Virginia Cavalier teammate, Damari Carter. But those two type players, I mean, they weren't the only players. Give Varina a lot of credit. Their coaches get other guys involved. They have a real complementary team. It's why they're the favorites next week. But when you have those two as well as X factors, it just sets them up for a totally different level.
Well, and I tell you, the thing is, Coach Cruz and his staff got the most out of their players all season long.
Yes,
I mean, these
did.
guys played at a level that was probably not their natural level. And that, as a coach, that's exactly what you want to do. So JF Cavaliers did not have the talent level that the Varina Blue Devils did, but for the amount of work and success and effort by these players based on what they have put in for the last 4 years of their high school career, especially for these seniors, they got the most out of them, and they really played a great game against a really good team.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Every offseason, we see the games for the Cavaliers. You'll get to see that. They had a fantastic senior class. I mean, every year you can talk about the impactful senior class, but this year's in particular, I think nothing embodied it more than Thax Rowland when he had the injury 2 weekends ago, which seems like forever ago, up at John Hanley, and he makes the effort despite having to do it on crutches to get over to the locker room on the other side of the field to help rally the troops and keep JF engaged, and they pulled out the 14-7 victory. And then he was there last week at GW Danville. He was there today. That's the type of brotherhood that you want to see out of a program, and it speaks to where JF, it's not going to be a, oh my goodness, explosion, everything comes together. It's been a slow build for them, and it ends today, but it's been a phenomenal season.
Yeah, great fun. I mean, this is the first time we've done a broadcast in the month of December, so that right there just tells you how great a run it's been for Coach Cruz and this 2025 JF football team.
Yeah, it certainly has. Don't quote me on it. There might have been one in 2015 against Salem. Can't quite remember the dates and times for that one either, but that one you kind of had the feeling like it was the end of the Navy Jones, Cam Miller, Trent era, and you're like, you don't know what's going to happen. JF, they bring a lot back from this team, and we've seen the growth offseason to offseason with JT Cruz and the promise that JF continues to have year in and year out, and the community and sponsor support, which is so prevalent in high school athletics, that is a key. Time, though, for our Forest Youth Athletic Association offensive and defensive players of the game. Then we'll take a break, and we'll kick it to Ty Tracy in our studio for a final wrap and scores that have gone on across the region. Offensive player of the game, Peyton Jackson. I don't think he lit up the stat sheet today And, it was not the most statistically appealing game, but he's often flown under the radar this year. He had a tough challenge today as Bull Richardson literally just moved him off his spot so much. He took a physical beating from Richardson, particularly in the second half, but he kept hanging in there and helped set the tone for JF to keep fighting despite the deficit being as big as it was. Meanwhile, on the defensive side of the ball, Spencer Sloan and Pearson Brooks were consistently there making tackles for Jefferson Forest. They had to run around a lot. This was an explosive offense, but give them a lot of credit. And then your Crossroads Family Dentistry made you smile play of the game. It looked like Varina was going to go up in the second quarter by 3 touchdowns. They eventually did before the break. But before then, Logan Hamilton had a big stop on 4th down and 7, which really snuffed out a Caleb Weiss run. So we'll tip that to our Crossroads Family Dentistry made you smile play of the game. Coach, any objections to that?
All right, now I agree with that. Yeah, definitely all those players deserve all the recognition for what they did on this cold December semifinal game. So my vote is in for all that.
Thank you very much for that, Coach. Final words before we take a break and kick it back to Ty Tracy in our studios.
Well, I just want to say I hope all the listeners enjoyed a great season as much as we did. We loved it. We enjoy talking football. We enjoy Jefferson Forest. We love everything about what we're doing. And so thank y'all for being our listeners for the season, and be blessed.
Amen to that, brother. Thank you so much. Everybody, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year when that time comes. By the way, and people have asked about this before, Fast Lane Ed Lane, that's my radio show, so that's why it's used, but it all goes to me. Fast Lane Ed Lane at gmail.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Hit me up on any of those if you're ever interested in getting broadcasts for these games. We can find a way to archive that and get it for you if you want more of a hard copy, or you can go to Virginia Talk Radio Network, wherever you listen to podcasts, which many of our listeners do check that out for podcasts. But if you're looking for a keepsake, and I've had people who've asked about that before, feel free to reach out. Also, shameless plug for a moment. If you operate a business or know of somebody who does and are interested in joining our great list of community sponsors, we are always open to that as well. I'm in sales. Never turn that down. FastLaneEdLane at gmail.com. Would love to speak about the 2026 season when that time arrives. We've had great community support, but again, I'm in sales. I can always find a way to make it even better. In the meantime, we want to send a big thanks to all those sponsors, to Ty Tracy back in the studio, for Rick Kennedy as well. I'm Ed Lane. We say so long from Varina, where the Varina Blue Devils improved to 13-2 on the season and punched their ticket to the VHSL Class 4 championship game against Loudoun County at Liberty University next week, and dropped the JF Cavaliers to a season-ending record of 11-3 overall with a 49-21 victory of Varina against JF. Ty Tracy will have score updates for high school, college, and around the region when we return on JF Cavalier Football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
Friday in the Fast Lane, Wes Durham of the ACC Network and Ahmad Hawkins, former UVA football player and current radio analyst, both joined us to discuss the Wahoo's quest for an ACC football championship against the Duke Blue Devils. Plus, we discussed the de-emphasizing of high school football National Signing Day this past Wednesday. Hear it all, Fast Lane Ed Lane, where you listen to podcasts. Connect Fast Lane Ed Lane, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and join us Monday for Covering the Commonwealth, 5 to 6 p.m. on the VTR and Sports app at 93.3 FM.
VTR and Sports, powered by ESPN Radio. The games play here. NFL action kicks off on Thursday at 7:30 as the Cowboys take on the Lions. Then Saturday, a triple-header, starting at 12:30 as the Steelers take on the Ravens, the Bears take on the Packers, and the Texans take on the Chiefs. Then Monday night at 7 p.m., it's the Eagles traveling out to L.A. to take on the Chargers. Catch all the games on VTR and Sports, 93.3 FM, 1320 AM, the VTR and Sports app, and ask your smart speaker open VTR and Sports.
Have yourself a merry little savings. Let your wallet be light. From now on, our deals will be out of sight.
Yes, you heard that. Going on right now at Insane Radio Deals. Out of sight savings. Promo code Christmas at checkout to get 24% off all items on the site at InsaneRadioDeals.com. Now through December 24th. VTR and Sports, powered by ESPN Radio. The games play here. Championship weekend has arrived. North Texas takes on Tulane on Friday night in the AAC championship game, with coverage starting at 7:30 p.m. Then Saturday, a multitude of conference championship games, starting at 11:30 a.m. with BYU taking on Texas Tech in the Big 12. After Hokies basketball, it's the SEC championship game between Alabama and Georgia. Then the nightcap, the ACC championship game as Duke takes on Virginia. Check out all the games on VTR and Sports, 93.3 FM, 1320 AM, the VTR and Sports app, and ask your smart speaker open VTR and Sports. Dashing through deals online, can't find anything. Oh, what do I do? Insane radio deals, 24% off. Use promo code Christmas. You heard that right. Going on right now at insaneradiodeals.com. It's 24% off all items on the site when you use promo code Christmas. That's promo code Christmas at checkout for 20% off all items at insaneradiodeals.com. We wish you a lot of savings. We wish you a lot of savings. We wish you a lot of savings and great discounts. Now through December 24th at insaneradiodeals.com, when you use promo code Christmas, that's promo code Christmas at checkout, get 24% off all items at insaneradiodeals.com, including gift cards to the Yard on 5th Street, downtown Cairo, Oliver's on Rivermont, and much more. 24% off all items when you use promo code Christmas at checkout now through December 24th at insaneradiodeals.com.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
Welcome to the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football post-game show presented by TrostLaw.com. I am Ty Tracy, and as I said, that was the final score for JF versus Varina. As Varina moves on to the state championship, they'll play against Loudoun County. So that's all. So here is your updates, final scores, updates around the area. As right now, Lake Taylor beats Magna Vista 27-21 in the 3A. Then it's still a ball game right now between Kettle Run and LCS right now. Kettle Run beats LCA 29-28. Now they advance to the 3A championship. So those are your final high school scores around the area. Then let's go to some final scores real quick for football. As on one of the VTRN sports for today, as Texas Tech beats BYU for the Big 12 championship. Then right now, we have another VTRN sports on right now with the SEC championship as number 4 Alabama Crimson Tide versus the Georgia Bulldogs. Then later on, another VTRN sports. We had a triple header today. We did have a triple header today for football, for college football, as that's one of our games we got. As we got the ACC title tonight with the Duke Blue Devils versus the Virginia Cavaliers. Cover starts at 7:30. Kickoff starts at 8. Then let's go on to some hoops real quick, as we have the George Mason versus the Virginia Tech Hokies men's basketball. As right now, that game's still playing with Virginia Tech up against George Mason 71-56. Then our VTR NFL Sunday, as we got a triple header with the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Baltimore Ravens. Kickoff starts at 12:30. Cover starts at 12:30. Kickoff starts at 1. Excuse everyone. The Chicago Bears versus the Green Bay Packers with cover starts at 4. Kickoff starts at 4:25 p.m. Then the Houston Texans versus the Kansas City Chiefs on a Sunday night matchup with kickoff starts at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time with cover starts at 7:30. As I say again, with the triple header for Sunday, as for NFL, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Baltimore Ravens. Kickoff starts at 1. Cover starts at 12:30. The Chicago Bears versus the Green Bay Packers with coverage starts at 4. Kickoff starts at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Time. Then Sunday night matchup with the Houston Texans versus the Kansas City Chiefs with kickoff starts at 8:20 and coverage starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So that is all your scores. And then also, excuse everyone, we got the Liberty Flames beat Compton State Eagles 92-50 in men's basketball. So those all your scores, updates around the area, as we still got some more college conference championship games here on the VTRN with the Big 12 already played with BYU, with Texas Tech beats BYU 34-7. We got Georgia Bulldogs versus Alabama Crimson Tide. That game is on right now in the VTRN Sports app. Then later on, we got the ACC tonight with the Duke Blue Devils versus the Virginia Cavaliers with kickoff starts at 8 o'clock, cover starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So those all your VTRN sports, your games, high school scores around the area, as Kettle Run advanced to the 3A championship and Varina advanced to the 4A championship. So those all score, and they will play Loudoun County in the 4A championship game 1. Varina versus Loudoun County in the 4A championship. So those all your scores and updates around the area. And then as I sign off for the year, I want to say thank you everybody for listening to us on WIQ 100.9. As we said, if I say it's my final goodbyes this year, and I'll see y'all next year for the 2026 season. And as I sign off, I'm gonna say thank you once again for listening throughout the year. For Jefferson Forest, finished 11-3. I know it was a heartbreak loss, but they finished off with a solid year, make it to the state championship. Congratulations! I mean the state semifinals goes on. Even though it was a hard-fought loss, but still they still made it. It's still a great season. So as I sign off, thank you for listening to our regular local channels on WIQO 100.9 around the area. Now we will head back to our regular local stations on WIQO 100.9. Thank you, everybody. I'm Todd Tracy. I'll see y'all next year.
Hi, I'm Randy Trost. Our staff at Trost Law wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Most importantly, please celebrate responsibly. At Trost Law, we have experience handling all types of personal injury cases. Sadly, that means we've seen the devastating impact from drinking and driving. So on behalf of our team at Trost Law, please plan ahead. Select your designated driver this holiday season. And if you've been the victim of a drinking or drugged driver, we're here to help. Visit us at trostlaw.com.
Dashing through deals online, can't find anything. Oh, what do I do? Insane Radio Deals, 24% off. Use promo code Christmas. You heard that right. Going on right now at insaneradiodeals.com. It's 24% off all items on the site when you use promo code Christmas. That's promo code Christmas at checkout for 20% off all items at insaneradiodeals.com.
Friday in the Fast Lane, Wes Durham of the ACC Network and Ahmad Hawkins, former UVA football player and current radio analyst, both joined us to discuss the Wahoo's quest for an ACC football championship against the Duke Blue Devils. Plus, we discussed the de-emphasizing of high school football National Signing Day this past Wednesday. Hear it all, Fast Lane Ed Lane, where you listen to podcasts. Connect Fast Lane Ed Lane, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and join us Monday for Covering the Commonwealth, 5 to 6 p.m. on the VTR and Sports app at 93.3 FM.
Have yourself a merry little savings. Let your wallet be light. From now on, our deals will be out of sight.
Yes, you heard that. Going on right now at Insane Radio Deals. Out of sight savings. Promo code Christmas at checkout to get 24% off all items on the site at insaneradiodeals.com. Now through December 24th.
The next millionaires will be the tradesmen.
There you go. It just goes on with the story and, different individual stories of people that were benefited by this, and then they get to meet them. It was really a feel-good sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, they meant it when they titled their album Injustice for All.
There you go. And the NFL hates you until they have them on the Super Bowl halftime show. Yeah.
No,
how is one of the biggest bands of all time and they haven't played it?
Right.
Come on. I mean, tunes are played at the stadiums all across the world.
There's no pro-Hamas plumbers either that I'm aware of.
All right, we got to get to a news update. And Nimrod's in the news in just a few right here.
Whoa. More